Hey, welcome in, everybody. Finally, a Friday. We get underway here on Gwynn and Chris. 4 full hours right now until 6 o'clock. And I think we say this a lot, Tony, like we have a busy show. But a lot of times we're just saying that. Yeah. Today we actually have a really busy show. And we got Kirk Kenney's in studio with us, and Joel, his friend, is here. And we got a couple of kids from the Aztec women's basketball team coming in. Talk about their home opener tomorrow. So all of that's like in the first half hour of the show. And we also have Miles Heidi from San Diego State, their basketball team, a little later. And we can't forget about Sunday, do or die for the MLS playoff game. SDFC in Portland, Marcelo Balboa, former Aztec, will be on to talk about that match on Sunday. So, man, whole lot to get done. How are you guys today? Everything good?
Doing
and why
well.
are you pointing already? My camera's on. Is it not?
You're not in there.
I'm not in there. Oh, I didn't. I didn't click the button.
One mistake.
Yeah, right. Wait,
Ding.
Hang on. Dun, da, da, da. Yay.
Yeah,
there we are.
Naomi,
sorry about that.
Naomi
everybody.
Panganiban is going to join us.
Naomi's coming in.
Nat Martinez is going to join us.
Fired up
So
about
a lot of
that.
Aztec flavor. We're going to talk some. You get to hear the interview we did with Kirk earlier to talk a little Aztec football.
Yep.
Big day, as you said, Sunday. You know, we got our NFL football as well this weekend. I'm sure some.
Was that what that was last night?
Yeah.
NFL football.
That was. I guess that was the appetizer for what we're going to have during the week.
Yeah, that was
was a
tough to watch. That was tough to watch.
Very tough watch.
All right, day 2 of the Craig Stammen era at San Diego Padres, right, Tony? Day 1 yesterday. Everybody got over all of the surprise and shock, and everybody woke up today, and I get the feeling everybody is still, surprised and shocked. And I think it's funny, Skraby's we're gonna do this a little later in the show, but Skraby got so many texts and YouTube chat comments about the hiring of Craig Stammen, and then about mine and yours, our reaction to the hiring yesterday. And so Skraby's going to go through and read some of those to us later.
Can't wait.
And
should be so much fun.
It's stuff like, how much are you guys getting paid? That type of thing. And I'm like, my first thought to that is, well, look, Mike Schilt's out of here. So I got to find somewhere else to get my extra money and defend the team. But I wish you guys knew us better than that. I think most of you do who listen to us. If we didn't like this hire, if we thought it had no chance of being successful, I'm pretty sure we would say so. But I don't feel that way. I don't feel like I'm forcing myself to try to like Craig Stammen, Tony. There's just a lot of things I like, and the things that most people don't seem to like, along, the old, well, he doesn't have any experience. How's he going to, watch over a team like this? And for some reason, everybody's saying that, forgetting the fact that all the other finalists had no experience either.
Right.
So it's just weird to me.
It sounds like the folks who are upset were ready to be upset regardless of who got it, because none of them had experience. And so, listen, I'm not in the business to change anyone's mind on how they feel about it. Everybody's entitled to feel how they feel, but ultimately, the people who make the decision made the decision, and I don't think they're going to change their mind. So,
you're not expecting an announcement this weekend that
I don't think
we have heard the fans, and we have reacted to the fans.
We're going to reverse course.
We're going to reverse course.
Yeah,
and we don't know who we're going to hire. We're going to actually have our entire fan base
vote on it.
Come in and vote on who we should hire.
No, I don't think that's going to happen.
So it's not going to happen. So might as well embrace it. And again, I don't think you have to worry about embracing it. Craig he's a much better guy than I think a lot of you remember him being. I think he's going to really do well here. It's going to take him time, but
you look like you're itching to get in.
Craig, what do you want to
get? I've seen a lot of negative feedback.
Right, and you're going to share that with us later. That's what I'm looking forward to. I want to hear
more than just the YouTube comments. And I'm going to do this on the Skraby Show tonight, but I'm going to say things I didn't want in the manager, and then I'm going to have to talk about Craig Stammen, because one of the things was first-time manager. I didn't want a guy who was a first-time manager. But Chris is right. They weren't even interviewing people who had managerial experience. And so I went through some of the other teams that were hiring and some of the guys that they were looking at. A lot of them don't have managerial experience. And this is the thing, I guess.
You got to start somewhere.
But I will say, like, I think there's a gripe with, like, maybe they should have got Skip Schumacher. Maybe they should have done this.
Could somebody explain to me how that would
Yeah, how are they going to get Skip Schumacher? They had a manager when Skip Schumacher took the job in Texas.
I understand, but like,
well, you don't understand if you're. I mean, if you're saying they should have got Skip Schumacher, how do you not? Look at the look I get over.
I mean, was Skip hired before Mike Schilt?
Yes.
Stepped down.
Yes. Sorry to shoot you down and end your argument before it gets going.
Thank you for saving me from myself. But
yeah, I mean,
Tony threw a grenade. Anyway,
I'm not trying to, because I think Skip Schumacher was a good idea also. But
I think everybody
that wasn't
thinks
an
Skip
option.
Was a great option, but
it wasn't.
He was what, special assistant to CY in Texas.
Yeah. Bochy was over and Skip was moved right in.
Slid right on in.
And Mike Schilt was still the manager of the Padres at that time.
Yes, because they were in the playoffs, actually. So that's just kind of how it works.
You see what I end up arguing against here, people? I argue against stuff. Actually, it's pretty easy to argue against you because you always make a mistake, gaping hole like that I can drive a truck through.
Chris is feeling special because people are in studio.
Yeah, hi guys. Thanks for watching.
That's exactly what's
Hang on, let me get a shot of Joel.
He's
hey,
trying
Joel,
to
wait,
be.
Joel.
He's trying to like do
There's
the
my
dog thing.
You notice how they're over on my side of the studio? Thanks, guys.
I mean, that's where all the room
nobody
is.
over there.
Yeah, that's where all the room
Oh,
is.
they have
supposed to be
here.
near you.
Yeah, all right.
No.
And I broke my camera trying to execute that.
I did say leading up to this is probably one of the bigger managerial hires in Padres history because of the window that is open right now for the Padres. And I don't know what Craig Stammen is going to do, but I have no choice but to see it through.
As do all of us. And listen, none of us know what Stam's going to do. It's just about making the decision ultimately in terms of fans is just they wanted a decision that made them feel comfortable. This one doesn't.
The fans.
Right, because they don't know Craig Stammen. And I think that's understandable, but it is what it is. Stam's going to be the manager. They're going to fill out the rest of this staff. At this point, we know you need a hitting coach because Victor is headed to Houston. The thing that Joe kind of had our eyebrows kind of raised
Joe Musgrove was on
his interview was I think he phrased it in a way that made it seem like Niebla was having to think about coming back.
He said that they are keeping their fingers crossed that Ruben stays as the pitching coach.
I do think based on that, like, there's a fair question. Why, if you're going to hire someone with that experience, why not hire Ruben Niebla, who is in the clubhouse for the past 3 years?
I have a good answer, I think.
Are you going to be rude about it?
Absolutely, probably.
Okay.
No, I'm not going to. I'm not going to be
honest.
I think that Ruben, if you hire him as the manager, I'm just saying, then he's not the pitching coach. I don't know that didn't enter into it a little bit, because if you can bring in somebody that Ruben Niebla feels good about and can work with, then you feel like you're a winner on both counts, right? You got your manager and you still got Ruben in place where you want him. Ruben might be in a little bit of a victim of his own incredible success in this regard.
It's hard to know. We're not in those rooms. You do know that Ben Fritz would have certainly seemed like the guy who would have slid.
That's
very
true.
capable of sliding into that pitching coach role should Ruben have been hired. We don't know why Ruben wasn't hired. Maybe Ruben didn't want the job. Maybe he interviewed and decided else, that wasn't the route he wanted to go. Maybe it was just that the Padres didn't think he could be the manager. Who knows? Those things are all open-ended questions that ultimately don't matter because he didn't get the job. It sounds like he's still going to be the pitching coach. And, all that has to kind of, play itself out as we get closer and closer to season. But right now you got the GM meetings next week. You got the winter meetings the following week. And so listen,
you got holes in your pitching staff right now.
So
that seems to be of more importance.
There's work to be done as opposed to, continuing to go back and forth on who the manager is. That's who it is.
Yeah. But guess what? all of our listeners are going to be going back and forth on who the manager is for a while. So, and as I said yesterday, please, Craig, just get off to a 10-4 start, because if they start
our lives easier.
Yeah, make our lives easier. Because if they start 2-4, it's going to be my goodness.
Sorry, I also think that because I want to ask people if they're unhappy with the hire, who did they want? Who did they want to be the manager?
That's a good question. That's fair.
Because I don't have an answer for that. I mean, originally it was Albert Pujols, just because it would be really fun for me and my job to have Albert Pujols as manager. But I don't know. The options, the big name, shiny options were really out there.
That to me is why it's hard to be mad at the decision. You don't, of the three other names we knew, none of them had experience. Albert Pujols is a Hall of Famer, or is going to be a Hall of Famer. And then that's pretty much all the information. We know Nick Hudley was a former Padre. We know Ruben was the pitching coach, and we all think the world of him. But outside of that, none of them had managerial experience at the big league level.
It's like I said yesterday, had Craig Stammen been announced as a finalist, I believe there would have been a lot less concern out there once he was announced as the winner.
It would have certainly hit different than it ended up.
It was quite shocking, let me tell you.
That's right.
He was the last guy. I didn't even think about him once.
I also think that the people who write about this stuff for a living feel some type of way about the fact that they didn't get it right. So they're going to be maybe a little critical to say, hey, Stammen wasn't who we thought you would do. Well, that's because you didn't think about it.
Maybe that's on all of us, though, right? Because remember, there was I think it was Jeff Sanders made a huge list of guys. AJ Ellis, who is also in the front office, his name was on there. We just kind of glossed over Stammen. He's doing the same type of role.
Yeah. Same as Scott Service, whose name I did notice on that original 100%. List.
So maybe it's on us that we didn't identify Craig as a guy that could possibly. We identified everybody else.
But since we told the Padres that not you and I, but since the media said you should get Pujols or Niebla or one of these guys, since you didn't, now we have to be critical of you.
Yeah, That certainly could. I don't know how that's going to play itself out, but ultimately, there's a lot of work to be done. I know that.
We'll have a lot more conversation about it, but like we said, a very busy 4 hours for you. When we come back, San Diego State basketball, not just on the men's side now, the women's side, coming off a championship season, home opener tomorrow, and we had these two kids in last year, Naomi Panganiban and Nat Martinez. So good, we're going to run it back, and you'll meet them when we come back on Gwynn and Chris.
Skiers.
These things, it even tells you, hey, there's a canyon over here, don't hit it here.
Skraby from about 45 feet. His caddy tells him to play it a little to the right. He's been playing well so far today. Fourth hole, nice smooth delivery. Hit it too hard. Sasquatch.
So Chris says that he can't play golf, but this is the second birdie putt he's made for us. This time it was like 20 feet.
Thank you very much, Greg. But once again, you're hitting some very nice shots as well. I'm not usually complimentary to you, but I can't help but be complimentary. Your shot making today.
With my what?
Your shot making. You hit some.
things. It even tells you, hey, there's a canyon over here. Don't hit it here.
Skraby from about 45 feet. His caddy tells him to play it a little to the right. He's been playing well so far today. Fourth hole. Nice smooth delivery. Hit it too hard.
Sasquatch.
So Chris says that he can't play golf, but this is the second birdie putt he's made for us. This time it was like 20 feet.
Thank you very much, Greg. But once again, you're hitting some very nice shots as well. I'm not used to complimentary to you, but I can't help but be complimentary. Your shot making.
With my what?
Your shot making. You hit some.
These things. It even tells you, hey, there's a canyon over here. Don't hit it here.
Skraby from about 45 feet. His caddy tells him to play it a little to the right. He's been playing well so far today. Fourth hole. Nice smooth delivery. Hit it too hard.
Oh, Matt Skraby. It's a full house in his studio right now. Very rarely do we have this many people in here. We're not usually that interesting, but today we are.
Yeah, nobody really ever wants to come to see us.
No, not at all. Aztecs women in the building today. Two guests that we've had before, Naomi Paganiban, Nat Martinez, both join us here. Sophomores after finishing a pretty spectacular freshman year. How are you ladies doing today?
I'm good. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, I mean, ready for tomorrow's game.
Home opener tomorrow. You know, I noticed when you guys got here, both of your ring fingers look a little empty.
Yeah.
Going to take care of that tomorrow, though. You got to be excited. Get your rings, get the banner up there. I mean, just to take a minute to, realize and, recognize what this team accomplished last season. Nat, move up just a tad, if you would. Yeah. But
yeah, I mean,
it was an incredible season.
It was. Yeah. I think we all knew from the start, though, that was our main goal. Like, forget everything else. We are going to win the championship. So what was it, like September, like preseason, we made a video and it was like, we're going to win the championship. And then when we won it, we were all just like sending that video saying like, we manifested that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Naomi, incredible game. How many times have you been asked about the triple overtime game against Wyoming that won the championship? And are you ever tired of talking about it or just tired of thinking about the game?
No, I'm never tired of thinking about it. I like to reminisce on that time. It was such a fun game, but then at the same time, I was like, it's got to be over in a like no more overtime. So I was glad that after the third one, we won.
Now, Naomi, you ended up going to play for your national team.
Mhm.
What was that experience like? You got a chance to represent your country and get to play some pretty high level basketball.
Yeah, it's super fun. I'm very honored and grateful that I have the opportunity to do that. And yeah, I played with my former teammate from La Jolla Country Day as well. She's at Arizona, so I got to play with a lot of my former teammates, and just playing on a bigger stage is just a great opportunity overall.
Yeah, Naomi, really, I think you really embrace your Philippine heritage, and what a great honor, like Tony said, an opportunity. And then you guys did well, right? You guys advanced in the tournament for the first time ever that the Philippine national team has moved on. That must be pretty special.
Yeah, it's super special. It sucks because I think the tournament's in March. In Paris.
Their tournament.
Yeah.
No, you can't leave, Naomi. We can't.
So yeah, I'm gonna be bummed if I miss that, but much rather would win another championship and go to March Madness for sure.
Nat Martinez is from the Bay Area and came onto the scene last year. You guys were both on the all-freshman team, and you have two other freshmen that were with you last year, Bailey Barnhart and Kaylin Hamilton. They're all four of you were back this year. Talk a little bit about the dynamic between not just you two, but the four of you. You guys seem to hit it off right away. Like you guys came from different parts of the country, but the four of you have kind of been a together group.
Yeah, I mean, last year we were neighbors, so we were next door, and now this year we're all living together. So yeah, having that definitely makes our chemistry like a lot more better. But yeah, I don't know, it was just an automatic click. Like right when we met each other, I think going back again, where we felt confident in coming in as freshmen and just like having a role and knowing our role and helping the team win and doing whatever it was. We were all on the same plan. I think that really helped us. Yeah.
Now, for you, Naomi got to go participate and play some ball. What did your off season look like? How did you set out to come back as an improved player?
Yeah, I mean, I went back home to the Bay Area, so going to workouts like in Oakland, like getting that dog. Like I said, my parents always talk about like those workouts in Oakland really make you who you are, and I believe that. Working out with my high school coach, and then luckily I'm able to play against like other college players and then other pro players. So I get to see where I am up against them. So really focusing on that, focusing on what the coaches want from me this season. So yeah, I felt like I made a big jump this year.
No pressure, Nat. She shot 42% from three. Let that sink in out there. 42% from three. And I'm sure you're going to try to improve on that this year. So good luck to you on that. You guys opened up Monday up at UCLA, and they're number 3 in the nation. I did not see you guys back down at all. I saw you guys only turn the ball over, I think, 10 times against, a championship type level defense. I thought Naomi probably would have liked to shoot the ball just a little better, but you guys were in that game the whole way. How much confidence out of that first game are you going to take, or what did you take from that game? Start with you, Naomi.
Honestly, just playing with a pace and just there's a lot of levels to like basketball. So when one thing doesn't work, just trying to go to our next option and really locking in defensively. But it's kind of hard when there's a 6'7" girl on the other end, but we tried our best, and I think we did pretty good. Yeah,
you did. Nat, how about you? That game Monday?
Yeah, like Nate said, we tried our best. It was an adjustment to our personnel. We had things that we stick to like as a team, and having to switch it for this one game really showed that we're able to fix things like on the fly. So to start a game like that of the season, best way we could have done it.
Now, you guys move into the season. Obviously, you guys have your expectations and what you guys want to do. But it's a different mix of girls this year. You guys don't have the same team. Had a little experience with that last year, kind of coming in as freshmen. What has that been like on the other side, kind of welcoming the new girls coming into the team? Either one of you guys can take that.
Yeah, I mean, Coach Stacy, she calls the sophomores the vets now. So it's kind of weird to think of. We've only been here for 1 year, but now we're the vets. But I think just coming into coming into practice and setting the tone every day, and just helping each other out.
Got a pretty good group of newcomers too. Some of them you played against last year in the conference, and I think it's pretty good to have all these kids on our side.
Big time.
Good players. How about tomorrow? What do you envision getting your rings and the banner going up? You got a game to play too. It's at 3:00, by the way.
A lot of times teams who are having that ceremony don't go out and play well.
Tony's going to warn you about
How do you prevent that kind of result?
I don't know. I think there's a lot of emotions. We're super excited, but at the end of the day, like we still do have a game and we all want to win, and just focusing on that. Of course, enjoying the moment with our family and our friends, but once it's done and the banner is raised, it's game time.
I think just using it as motivation to get another one.
Another championship this year, Tony. That's what we got, and they have in mind. Real quick before you leave, you said all four of you were roommates. The dynamic, the four of you. You're the chef of the group, Nat, from what I understand. Are they still? Is Naomi and everybody still leeching off your cooking, or are they starting to contribute a little bit more?
Now that we're traveling and stuff, I've been
fair?
cooking less.
Okay.
I have to say, but I'll bake some cookies here and there. I'll bake here and there.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
Yeah.
What's your best baking item?
Right now it's just regular cookies. It's fast, quick, and they enjoy them.
Yeah.
Get them in, get them out.
Yeah.
All right. Well, ladies, good luck tomorrow. We'll see you at the ring ceremony. Thanks for coming in. I mean, now that we've done this, you're going to have to make it probably a yearly.
Yeah.
Naomi,
I think this
Sure.
is
something you're pretty excited
visit
about?
moving forward.
Yeah. Thanks
Naomi,
for having us.
Naomi's been bugging me for the last month about this. When am I going to get to go in studio? I'm like, yeah, no, hold
Yeah,
on.
for sure.
All right, guys, we'll see you tomorrow. Good
Thank
luck.
you,
Thanks for
guys.
coming in.
coming on.
Thank you.
That's how we typically get down on a Friday afternoon.
Hey,
Naomi Panganiban, Nat Martinez. Appreciate the girls coming on. Let's get to break on the other side.
Marcelo Balboa.
we got to go shift the soccer tomorrow.
SDFC.
Yeah.
We continue to shift gears here on Gwynn and Chris.
baby. Gwynn and Chris, full show today. Thanks to the Aztec women's basketball players. I told these guys during the break, Naomi Panganiban is a little quieter in the radio interviewing than she's kind of the believe it or not, she's the life of the party when the team is out and about. But I like her style, Tony. She is a star player in the making, and she doesn't need to boast about it. She just wants to go play basketball, and that's probably one of the secret sauces to her success. And Nat Martinez, 42% shooting is no. Go out there tomorrow. Somebody try 23 pointers, make 8 of them. That's 40% right there. I know you can do it, Skraby.
Yeah, because I've already proven it to you, but you won't give me the credit for it. So.
All right. I know you could do it.
I bet you people couldn't shoot mid-range 42%.
Yeah.
They couldn't shoot.
She's a good
right
shooter.
next to the basket 42%.
She's good. They're a good team, and I think they're going to have another great season. Speaking of good teams, SDFC, they've had an incredible season. By all accounts, everything has been, off the charts from the very beginning. The first game, they went up and knocked out the defending champions and went into first place and stayed there and gave it up for just a little bit and then got it back at the end, and now into the playoffs. And, man, I hate to say it, Tony. Sunday, there's going to be some pressure on these guys because it almost seems like if they lose this game to Portland Sunday, it shouldn't, but in a lot of ways it's going to, detract at the very least from everything they've accomplished. And, I got to say, I'm a little concerned about this game.
I think it's fair to be concerned for a couple of reasons, right? I was at game 1.
Right.
And for the most part, first half, they dominated. You thought they were on their way to a 4-0 victory.
Right.
But as you explained after that game was over, the second half did not look the same. Portland scored a goal. They had a couple opportunities that could have changed that game. It didn't go that way. And what you saw in game 2 was the exact same thing, except Portland capitalized on those opportunities.
Yeah.
And then they got to a PK, and I've watched this sport long enough to know now that is not what you want. You don't want to get to PKs because at that point you can't control anything. And
apparently, especially not the direction of your kicking, because all of a sudden SDFC couldn't even see the net or the goal or whatever.
It's certainly
crazy.
Something I'm going to have to ask Marcelo about when he comes on. But now they're in this predicament where, the pressure is going to be on. You are the number 1 seed, and it's
right. Portland's probably got nothing to lose.
Been pushed to a game 3. I'll be in attendance for this one too. I'm hoping I bring some good luck.
I hope so too. Marcelo Balboa played at San Diego State back in the day.
I told you it's an Aztec Friday.
It really is. Kirk, by the way, he's an Aztec too. Joel, how about you? Where are you from? Where'd you go?
Yes, I knew that.
My goodness.
No. He said, for Brigham in here, he said Brigham Young University. And I knew this, Chris. I knew this whole time.
You knew that ahead of time?
I did.
As far as you know, we love BYU around here, Joel.
Wow.
We love BYU.
Did not see that coming.
I didn't either.
Did not see that coming at all.
No, you can't paint a totally broad picture of everybody.
I guess not.
There's a few.
Pedal back.
Yeah, well, what do you want me to do?
Kirk asked me earlier over text, like, hey, should we tell Chris when he comes in? I was like, let's kind of see how the mood he's in. And then I completely forgot. So
he walked into that.
It was very organic. It was very organic.
That's funny.
Yeah, there's just about any other answer he could have given that would have been easier for me to handle than that one.
We wouldn't even have said anything.
Yeah.
We would have just moved right along.
If he would have said, I went with Otis Sistrunk to the University of Mars, I would have been, okay, good.
Otis, who?
That was a reference before everyone's time. He was a Otis Sistrunk was a defensive end from played with the old Madden Oakland Raiders. And when he took off his helmet, he was bald, and it'd be like the steam would come off his head. And they used to say, oh, there's Otis Sistrunk. I think he went to the University of Mars, and it kind of stuck. And anyway, that was back in then. All right, Joel, welcome. Honestly, really. What do you want me to do? I'm happy he's here.
It's just funny because
It is.
we talk a lot of trash.
I hope Joel.
about
Well, Joel is
Brady
maybe it's more. It would be more uncomfortable for him if he knew how much they don't like me.
Yeah, they're not fans of Ello.
No,
at all.
They're not fans of me at all. So that's part of that. All right, Marcelo Balboa, analyst for MLS Season Pass on Apple Plus. And the big one is Sunday, Game 3 between SDFC and Portland. Marcelo, thanks again for the time. We appreciate having you on. How are you?
I am great, and I enjoy being on the show with you guys. I appreciate you guys having me.
Yeah, thanks so much. Well, we were just talking before you popped on here that, for SDFC, it's been a season of dreams, and it feels like, the pressure's got to be on them Sunday. Because if they don't win, even though it would probably be somewhat unfair, a loss here would make a lot of what they accomplished, seem not as important,
Yeah, you know what? I think there's two different seasons. The regular season was fantastic and great. I mean, records they have broken and everything. But I don't know. Both teams have pressure on them. Both teams want to win. Both franchises demand and expect results. So, I think it's the one team that can hold it together, the discipline side, the mental side that can hold it together for 90 minutes will be the team that can pull this off.
Marcelo, I need some help. I need you to explain something for me. I watched Game 2. It gets to the PKs. And, on SDFC side, the goalie did a fantastic job. He stopped 2 of them.
Yes.
Can you explain to me the pressure on the shooter? Because after getting those 2 stops, we proceeded to watch SDFC take 2 shots that were nowhere near the goal. How does that actually happen? I mean, is it just simply pressure got to him, overthinking it? Like, what happens in those moments where you take a PK and it's not even on goal?
Well, here's the deal. Goalkeepers nowadays, when they're standing there, you've got the whole Portland stands behind you. Goalkeeper's 6'4". He's got a big wingspan. Chucky hit his nice and low along the grass, and it nicked the post. If it doesn't nick the post, goalkeepers have a good chance if they pick the right way. I think when you look at Valakari and you look at Invarson, they tried to lift it a little bit, like mid-goal, kind of like what Anthony did. Mid-goal and higher, very difficult for a keeper to get. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think they just got underneath it a little bit. When you're not used to taking PKs on turf, it can get to you.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And then let's be honest, Tverskov, you know what? He had the right angle. He had the goalkeeper going the wrong way. But again, he lifted it, hit the crossbar. So it happens.
Yeah.
It happens because the fact that nowadays it's almost 50-50 that a goalkeeper can save a PK. So now you've got to be very accurate with your PK. And they just, you know what? It's part of the game. And now we go to a game 3.
Is it 50-50 because the goalies have improved over time? Is that why it's 50-50 now?
It's 50-50 because a goalkeeper is 6'3" to 6'5". Their wingspan is ridiculous, and they can move up and down the line. So if they guess the right way, you're in trouble. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think the fact that it's so, and a lot of people go down the middle nowadays, right?
Yeah.
Because the goalie has to dive one way or the other. Yeah.
Exactly. So people go down the middle. So now you've got to be thinking all this. Okay, where's the keeper going? Where am I going? So I think they had, when you look at the PKs, they clearly had in mind where they wanted to go. They just mishit it, and that's part of the game.
Gotcha.
Marcelo Balboa is with us, SDFC on Apple TV, MLS Season Pass, Apple Plus on Sunday. Marcelo, this is a question from somebody who is not, as established a soccer fan. But when they said 8 extra minutes of stoppage time, and Portland ended up scoring in the 8th minute, I got to tell you, I was a little surprised by that. I watched enough soccer. I don't remember too many 8-minute. Was that a little surprising to anyone else other than me?
No, not at all, because of what happened to Dos Santos.
Yeah.
And what happened with subs. Subs, you got to remember.
Okay.
The subs are one thing, right? You get time for that, time wasting. But when you have injuries, you've got to add on all that time because of the injuries. And there was a few subs. There was an injury. So at the end of the day, you know what I mean? It's unfortunate, but 8 minutes, if you go back to the last World Cup, the average average extra time was about 10 minutes because they took time for people wasting time, for people not running to the ball, so they got lenient. So now, in this case, you got to go back and look at, I think Bombino was down on the ground for a while. The Pilcher changed. So there was a lot of different things, subs that happened. So I wasn't surprised that it was 8 minutes.
Real, sorry, Tony. Just to follow up on the stoppage time. In your experience, you know this, but how does an official actually decide it? I mean, is he got a stopwatch there during the second half, or is it more of a guessing game? I'm just, how do they decide?
It's not. There's a formula to it. The subs take 30 seconds.
Oh, okay.
So each sub, you see what I'm saying? Each sub will take 30 seconds. By the guy that tag jogs off, he gets on. Injury time, they look and see how long the player's on the ground for, how much time was wasted.
Okay.
So it's not a perfect science, but it's pretty close.
Marcelo Balboa joins us, analyst for MLS Season Pass on Apple Plus. And Marcelo, the first two games have looked very similar. The SDFC gets out quickly. They seem to be controlling the game. And then the second half comes and Portland starts to get a little closer. First game, they get a goal. They miss out on some opportunities. Second game, they cash those in. How does FDFC kind of put a complete 90 minutes together against this team?
Well, go back to the first game. The first 30 minutes, let's be honest, San Diego was all over them, all over Portland. They got their goals, and then they kind of backed off the pedal. They started mispassing, and they let Portland back in the game. They got a game. If you go back to the Portland game, in Portland, they flipped the script. They went almost man-to-man. They were hitting balls direct. Listen, when Pandemis, the goalkeeper, hits a 60-yard ball over the back of San Diego's line, Anthony gets in, he hits it, Velda scores, right? That was something, I don't know if San Diego was ready for them to pressure and to put that much pressure and to be that direct every time they got the ball. Because when we did the game, I thought to myself, man, for about 32 minutes, I'm like, holy crap, this is a different Portland.
Yeah.
They're not letting San Diego, because San Diego's used to being a team that dominates possession, that presses the other team.
Yeah.
Portland flipped the switch, and little by little in the second half, Portland got themselves back into it. Or towards the end of the first half and start of the second half, San Diego got themselves back into it.
Marcelo Balboa is with us from Apple TV, and they have the game Sunday. Snapdragon, SDFC, Portland for the right to move on in the MLS Cup playoffs. So I tune in on Sunday, and we got to win this game. Give me something that I'm looking for in the first 15 minutes, Marcelo, that gives me a little clue as to how well we're playing or how, maybe nervous we are. Is there something we can look for to kind of get an idea of how the day may go?
Yeah, I don't think you can say the first what you're going to see for the rest of the day.
Okay.
But typically when you watch San Diego play, they're a team that's going to go press. They're a team that likes to control the game. They like to control the tempo of the game. If San Diego can control the first 15 to 30 minutes, and if you go back to the very first game, San Diego had probably three very good chances that Pandemis, the goalkeeper from Portland, made three great saves to keep San Diego off the board. If they can get one of those early, it could be a good night for San Diego. But they've got to try to get one early, and they've got to play their style of soccer. And that means press Portland, make Portland feel uncomfortable. Listen, Portland's going to create chances. It's just part of a soccer game. Over 90 minutes, you're not going to keep them completely away from your goal. But when you have the chances, you got to finish them.
Now, Marcelo, should SDFC win, who is the opponent on the other side of this bracket? Is it the Seattle side?
It is Seattle, because the bottom one is Vancouver and LAFC. So it's the winner of Minnesota and Seattle.
How do you see them matching up with either of those two teams should they get by? I know Minnesota, they fought with them down to the end there. But in terms of Seattle, how do you think, who matches up better, or what team do they match up better?
I don't know. It's tough, because we did the game that San Diego and Minnesota did, where Minnesota ended up winning in San Diego.
Yeah.
If you remember that game, but San Diego dominated. Yeah, San Diego had chances, but St. Clair, the goalkeeper, came up with huge saves from Minnesota, and then all of a sudden Here comes one goal, here comes a second goal, and they caught San Diego off guard. So Seattle, on the other hand, is a team that controls and likes to move the ball around. So, I mean, I would say either one is going to be a difficult matchup. But the bonus is you get the game at home.
Yeah, Seattle and Minnesota, by the way, play tomorrow in Minnesota.
Yep.
So we'll know
by the time
before we play on Sunday who
you will know everything.
Yeah.
You will know everything in MLS. All the games will be done except for San Diego and Portland. So we'll know the other brackets. We'll know the East. We'll know the West. And it'll come down to either San Diego or Portland going through.
We can't let Portland go through. Come on. We just can't let it happen. Come on. Hey, Marcelo, thanks for the time. Have a great call Sunday. Always great catching up with you. And I hope we're still alive to talk to you, in the next couple of weeks down the stretch here for the playoffs.
Let's hope so. Have a great day, guys.
Thank you, Marcelo.
Appreciate it. Marcelo Balboa. Aztec for life.
Aztec for life.
I should have mentioned. I mentioned it to him last time he was on. We forgot to get there today, but yeah, I'm nervous. Here's why you're nervous, because you're a San Diego sports fan, Tony. I'm sorry. This is not.
It's kind of embedded.
Yes,
in us,
this is not SDFC's fault.
Yeah, no.
This is everybody else's fault.
This is going to be no matter what team gets to this point.
This is the Chargers' fault and the Padres' fault, and San Diego State or whoever it is, getting in a position to win and move on. And we've seen crazy things happen. So hopefully SDFC kind of bucks that trend and they're able to win Sunday against. I like saying that word, against Portland. Let me get a match time, 6 p.m.
Yes. 6
p.m.
All the other games are played on Saturday. So,
right, so everything will be done, right, like you said.
Them.
Yeah, we'll know whether they play Seattle or Minnesota in the second. And once you get to the second round, then every game. So to me, it's a little more even in the second round because both teams are facing a must-win.
So it's a one game and you're done.
Like I get this is a must-win, but even though he said there's pressure on Portland, there has to be more on San Diego. When you're the number one seed in the first round, you are expected to advance.
I mean, you won the Shield this year. I mean, you had the best record.
Your division's Shield. You were the team. So
how weird is it that the Wave are also in the playoffs playing Portland this week?
Are they really playing Portland?
They drew Portland too, huh?
The Portland Thorns.
Portland is at the top of the I think the Wave they got in.
Wave is the middle of the pack.
Portland's number 3, and then the Wave were number 6.
There we go. Well, if the Denver Las Vegas football game last night was any indication, we should all be able to just not watch NFL on Sunday anyway.
Boy, was that a pig.
Watch soccer. That was a terrible game last night.
It's bad for your fantasy team when you're cheering for J.K. Dobbins to have 7 yards rushing in the
anything.
Play.
You would have taken.
Oh man, thank you.
It was bad. Thanks to Marcelo Balboa for joining us, all guests on 97.3 The Fan. Join us on the David P. Shapiro Fan Hotline. David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys. They help good people regain control of their futures when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. We need to take a deep breath. We've already had a lot of stuff going on here in the first 60 minutes of the show.
What's our countdown today? I know we got one coming up.
Yeah, we're doing a movie category today. We're going. Skraby wanted to go movies today, so we'll get into that in the 3 o'clock hour. Miles Heide, San Diego State basketball men's team will be on, so we're giving equal billing to the men and women today, and you will hear our, incredibly enlightening interview we did earlier with Kirk Kenney in the 5 o'clock hour, getting ready for the game tomorrow in Hawaii. I joked with Kirk Kenney that, he doesn't know this yet, but he's going to Georgia for the first round of the college football playoff. And since he drives to all away games, I looked it up. He's got a 31-hour drive coming up.
This is something
at the end of the month.
Kirk and my dad used to enjoy talking about, is how much they both hated flying,
right?
And how they'd much rather getting a vehicle and drive across country, than get on a plane and fly across.
But you
country.
can watch Gunsmoke on a plane.
Yeah, you can't do that in the car.
Can't do that.
I think it's Isn't it Bonanza or Gunsmoke? Both.
He says.
I should have known. Yeah. No, Kirk. But to me, it's something that is going to happen because the Aztecs are going to make it. But Kirk Kenney needs to go to the home of Chick-fil-A. where they can properly honor him down there, and where the whole thing started down in Georgia.
Long overdue.
Can we put a little pressure on Chick-fil-A San Diego to give Kirk a commercial? Come on. I see all those stories all the time.
They're not paid actors.
Good.
They're not paid actors. This dude would be able to
perfect
really live out the script the way you want because he lives it every day.
I'm talking to you, Cow. Get him a commercial.
You're talking about the one that's on the billboard.
Yeah, he says "Eat chicken," which I do think is a brilliant marketing.
I thought you said Cal. No, the cow.
No, Cow.
Okay, just for those who don't know, Kirk Kenney has gone to Chick-fil-A. How many days in a row now? I get 1,400 and something. Oh, he's up to 1,500 days in a row.
19.
That's 5 years, almost.
That's like it's like when I announced my sobriety date. It's like, geez, 1,519 days straight.
No, that's straight.
He doesn't go Sunday because they can't go Sunday.
No Sunday.
That's true.
But he does.
So I guess it's still straight. It's just not every day.
And then we ask Kirk, "What do you eat on Sundays?" He goes, "Chicken." I'm like, come on, switch it up a little bit.
You don't want a burger?
He's taking the cow, he's respectfully listening to the cow. Says eat chicken.
Guess that marketing works.
Kirk Kenney is a good friend of this program. We'll take a break, an hour into the proceedings, some daily gambit. Look ahead to a big weekend of games all over the place, and we'll touch on that when we come back on 97.3 The Fan.
we go. It has been a big show to this point.
Flying along, man. We've done more in an hour than we usually do in a week.
Yeah, and we've been able to lay off of Skraby too.
How you holding out, Skraby? Pretty good so
hasn't
far.
caught any strays.
Doing great.
You
doing
good?
Great. Yeah, I'm doing fantastico.
We've covered women's Aztec basketball. We've covered some SDFC. We're going to cover some men's Aztec basketball coming up here a little bit later. But now we got the Daily Gambit. Don't know how. I didn't get to watch very much. But for some reason, I decided to watch that horrible football game.
Man, it was bad.
I wasted like 3 hours of my life watching that.
What were you watching for?
Watching for Bowers, just catching about 100,
he had
100 Bowers.
Fantasy football.
And he got off to a good start, and then he didn't do anything the rest of the game.
Anybody who had a fantasy player in that game had a horrible game because nobody did anything. You know, the thing is, Denver's 8-2 right now. They have the best.
And that they're 8-2.
Right, they have the best record in football. I don't even know, based on what we saw last night, that they're even a top 10 team in the league. Remember, they beat the Giants with a miracle. Giants have 2 wins. They beat the Jets 13-11. The Jets are 1 win. The Raiders have 2 wins. Denver's won some very ugly games against some bad teams, and I just wonder, they might be the ultimate Fugazi.
They might be the Fugazi of the NFL this year.
We'll see.
I wanted it to be the Colts. It may actually end up being Denver.
I think the Colts beat Denver. That's one of the 2 losses Denver has. But, yeah, anyway, they looked bad last night. And man, give Pete Carroll a little credit. Look, he's 2-6, and he got his team up, and they played hard. They just don't have anybody on the team. They traded Jacoby Myers, so there's nobody for – I'm sure everybody's, covering Bowers. Wouldn't you if you were Denver?
No, they definitely bracketed him all game yesterday, which was annoying.
Yeah, for Bowers fans.
And for me, yeah.
Sorry about that, Tony.
God. All right. Anyway, let's get to some Daily Gambit.
Okay.
Do you like money?
I think about money a lot.
Do you like money without doing anything?
Winning.
Do you want to make money while watching sports?
I think Washington is immortal luck.
Washington! Woohoo! If you answered yes, this is your segment. Just don't blame us when you lose.
Nothing is ever your fault.
It's your game. Take it.
Gwynn and Chris go through the top bets of the day in The Daily Gambit on 97.3 The Fan.
Daily Gambit is our daily sports betting segment here on Gwynn and Chris. Please, everybody, gamble responsibly. We had a few bets last night. We started with the Phoenix Suns. I don't even remember who they played, though. They played the Clippers.
But it wasn't really the Clippers. So they had the whole team out of the lineup.
Seems
the Clippers
like that.
Did.
Isn't it the NBA Cup today? Like, what's going on?
Yes, NBA Cup back today, which means there'll only be half the players taking the night off instead of all of them.
Okay. Well, Phoenix
Sorry,
won
Tony, that was a shot at your
115-102.
league there.
Just my league? Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, you're the NBA guy in the show.
Is he really just distancing himself?
He's distancing himself. It's fine.
You'll remember
303 on Friday.
Oh, when I come back later in the season and say I love the NBA?
I love this game.
Hey, it's all has to fit the narrative, Tony. Come on.
Yeah, you want to know? I tried to look up the Mike Schilt thing. I tried to look up when Skip Schumacher was hired, and I didn't want to bring it up because it didn't fit my narrative. You guys are right.
Yes, we were.
Denver minus 9.5 against the Raiders. You guys went Raiders. I went Denver. I'm dumb because Denver only won by 3. Over under 42.5 total points in this game. You guys went under, and it was well below at 17. Bo Nix, passing yards, 150 minus the 10 spread. So he had a total of 140. Geno Smith, 143. Tony's the only one who wins that one. RJ Harvey, over under 46.5 total yards. All of us went over. He had 18 total yards.
And that was a lot for that game.
That was a lot. South Florida, 14-point favorites over Texas San Antonio. You guys went Texas San Antonio. USF won 55-23. So I win that one. Football talk on 97.3 The Fan is presented by Paramount Plus. You can't count on much these days, but you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus. Watch your local NFL game live every Sunday on CBS and Paramount Plus all season long.
So was I 4-2 on that one?
Visit ParamountPlus.com/NFL to get started today.
Yes, you are 18-8. You are leading the week, Tony. I'm behind you, 17-9. Skraby's having an off week.
Yeah.
We're not going to give his total.
We should give his total.
8 and 18.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I mean,
hear that?
like 2 weeks ago, I couldn't miss.
What
That's
have
such as the
you done for me lately?
1-8. That's what I've done.
Such is the world of this. All right, here we go tonight. It is the NBA Cup action.
Oh man, serious stuff happening.
Yeah, all these
tonight.
games are real. These teams are going to be hotly contested tonight. Milwaukee Bucks at home 4.5 over
my squad is off tonight.
the red hot Chicago Bulls. Can the Bulls beat Giannis? The odds say no. Skraby, I'll go first because it's a Bulls game. And I'm kind of believing quietly. I'll take the Bulls here. They've been doing awfully well so far. Tony, 4.5. Not very many for the Bucks who.
Yeah, give me the Bucks.
Yeah, the Bucks usually.
Give me Giannis.
They're better.
Antetokounmpo.
I don't know who the Bulls have to cover him.
They don't,
Although
they
I don't
don't
know.
The
Although
NBA
I don't
doesn't have
anybody has
anybody to
anybody,
cover him.
right?
Yeah,
And
you're good.
especially, you were talking about this the other day with Skraby about the traveling call and gathering. But I don't know if we looked at the same video, but I saw one where he gathers the ball, and in his gather, took 6 steps before he laid it up and in, with no traveling call.
I think we saw the same one.
Okay, and people were saying because of the quote, whatever a gather is, that was somewhat legal.
That's somewhat.
That's impossible
It's
to defend if he can do that.
Absolutely.
Goodness.
The basic rule in the NBA is once the hand touches the ball,
okay,
is when the 2-step part starts. So for a guy who is 6-7 foot and the ball can spin in his hand, and he kind of is doing this in between, he can do about 20 steps.
Well, he did.
As long as he wants, before he puts that hand on the ball.
Yeah, it's cheating. It's flat out cheating. Especially tonight, it'll be cheating. Skraby, who you got, Bulls or Bucks? You've been going with the Bulls. They've been paying off.
Yeah, the
staying
Bulls
with
have
it.
been good. I'm going to stay with them.
Stays with the Bulls. All right, Minnesota is hosting Utah. Memphis is hosting Dallas. So we have Ant-Man for Minnesota.
And
-2
and a disgruntled Ja Morant
against Ja for Memphis.
The dude should not be disgruntled.
People are coming out now in force against Ja. Who was the latest one who said he's got to grow up or put his big boy pants on?
That was Carmelo.
Carmelo of all
Anthony
of all mature NBA players. Yes, Carmelo. Well, actually, I think Carmelo was pretty mature for his time.
Yeah, I was going to say I don't remember anything.
Yeah, no, but he said, "Yeah, put your big boy pants on, Ja." Maybe that's what he needs to hear. I don't know that Ja hears it.
I don't know that Ja. I don't know that Ja's here. Here's the deal. Ja's got a new head coach. I listened to Carmelo kind of explain his thoughts on this. He basically said Carmelo's got a new coach. His coach is testing him, and the organization is testing. They gave him a boatload of money to be their franchise guy, and so they're putting him through the fire right now, and he is not doing well with it.
No,
he looks like a dude who doesn't want to be on the floor at all.
That's too bad for us. That's too bad for
considering he
fans.
missed a ton of time due to that suspension, you would think that he might value.
Yeah,
but again, when you're 20, what did he say he was
26? He's walking to the beat of his own drum.
He can't quite grasp what everybody, even his vets, are telling him right now.
Well, I can tell you that when he's like 60 and he looks back on these days, if he doesn't get it together, he'll probably regret not playing.
I don't wish any ill will on Ja, but he better get his life together in all phases, or he's not going to make 60. I don't mean it in a terrible way, but he keeps carrying guns everywhere he goes.
Oh, okay, there you go.
That's what I'm talking about. Okay. That's what I'm talking about. All right, Tony, you're first.
Who's
Ant
the other
-2. Ant's
Give me
playing
Ant.
Utah, Jazz
Give me
playing Dallas.
Ant-Man, because Utah has no one on their team.
Ant. Skraby.
I'll go with Ants.
Got to go with Ant until Josh shows up.
It's not Ant. It's Ant.
I did say Ants.
He said Ant.
I did not say that.
SGA's back in action tonight after OKC finally lost a game. They got beat in Portland the other night. He's 31.5 at Sacramento tonight. And Skraby's first, 31.5 for SGA.
Over.
Yeah, that's when's the last time he was under? I saw a stat the other night, Tony, that was pretty impressive. I think he's 80 games in a row over 20 points, something like that. That is
SGA?
a long stretch.
Wow, that's impressive.
Really good. Of course, LeBron is double figures for 17 years.
Yeah. He still has it going.
Still hasn't ended that streak. Tony, who you got? Over, under, SGA, 31.5.
Over.
Yeah. All right, college football tonight. This is a big game again for the Aztecs because we're rooting against certain teams. One of them is Memphis.
Gotta go, Memphis.
They're home tonight. Tulane is not bad. Memphis is only favored by 3.5.
Weren't we talking about Tulane at one point this year?
Yeah, they got off to a good start, but I think Memphis has kind of passed them in the pecking order. I'll take Tulane because we need the help.
Yep.
Tony?
Tulane.
Green Wave. Skraby, the hater. Memphis?
Skraby, the hater?
Yeah.
I don't understand. Did he show up and decide he wanted to put on a show for Kirk today?
He shows violence.
I think this is a pretty normal show.
Yeah,
What's different
think
about
so
it?
too. I think you're feeling a little different because there's people in here.
I'm not at all.
It's the same banter that kind of goes on all day long.
Kirk is a part of this banter all the time.
I'm
so
just
it doesn't
saying,
matter
you've gotten red.
It doesn't matter.
It
seems like it's mattering to you.
A couple times.
Yeah, it seems like it's mattering to you.
I think it's kind of getting under your skin a little
All
bit.
right, who are you picking, hater? Memphis or Tulane?
Tulane.
Okay. Now we'll find out who the
Next
hater
time Chris
is.
is in a bad mood, I'm just gonna needle. Just needle.
Now we're going to find out who the hater is because next game on the board, Texas Tech minus, this is a big number, 11.5 over undefeated BYU.
The hater's about to come.
This is the hater. Now you got the number 7 and 8 teams in the nation here. It's a great matchup. Tony's first.
Wait, are we talking football?
Yeah, football. Yeah. Texas Tech 11.5. They're ranked 8th. BYU's ranked 7th.
Who's getting 11.5?
BYU. They get 11.5 points here. You're up, Tony. I'm not going to try to influence you in any way.
Man, so Texas got to win by
guns up, Tony. Come on. No, you do your pick.
Yeah, give me Texas Tech.
You are.
Yes.
You're giving the 11.5.
Yeah.
Wow. Skraby.
BYU all the way.
Wow.
BYU all the way.
I'm not selling out. I'm doing the smart thing.
No.
Joel's team is not losing by this much. Joel, I'm taking BYU. Might be the first time I've ever taken BYU.
Wow.
That's a shame.
Yeah. San Diego State.
Shame on both of you guys.
Yeah, probably. SDSU -7 at Hawaii. Scraby. Saturday night game.
Please do what you normally do.
No, I'm going to go with Aztecs.
No, we don't want you.
We don't, yeah.
We don't want you.
Please pick the other team.
No, because I believe the Aztecs will win by more than 7.
Oh, man.
It's hard not to win by 7 when you don't give up any points. So I think Hawaii will get some, but
all
not
I know
many.
about Hawaii is that they got a really good kicker.
Okay. I didn't even know that.
Oh yeah,
I think they're. I saw they was talking pretty highly of the quarterback too this year.
They've scored some points. I just don't know they've seen a defense like this.
Quarterback that played for Hawaii.
They've
got Cole Brennan.
Colt Brennan.
But
Timmy Chang was really the first one, and he's now the coach. He put up huge numbers back in the day.
That's right.
They've had a few guys.
You right?
I took the Aztecs.
I'll take the Aztecs.
All right. Sunday, we got Rams, 49ers.
Yeah.
I was going to do the spread, but that's too easy for Skraby. I'll do points. Although I want you to explain to me, Skraby, why are the Rams favored by 5.5 at San Francisco? Are they that much better?
A lot better.
I think the Rams are healthier but 5.5 points seems like a lot because really that's 8.5 points.
Right, because the 49ers are at home. Yeah, I'm surprised. Anyway, the over-under is 49.5. I'm first. That's an over. Although the Niners have been, over. McCaffrey. Come on. Tony.
49.5.
49.5. Over. Skraby, you know your team. Over. All right, and then we'll finish with this one just for laughs. Buffalo 9.5 over you know who. At Miami. Tony, 9.5 on the road. They don't seem to care. They said no respect, nor do the Dolphins deserve any.
Yeah, I'm going Buffalo.
Buffalo.
Yeah.
Skraby?
I'll go with the Dolphins.
Atta boy. I'll take the Dolphins. At home, they got to show a little life.
I don't know. Did you see him play last game at home?
No kidding. That was a home game last time. You're right.
I don't know. They got to show a little life.
They're gonna do it for the new interim GM. A little pregame speech there.
I was thinking about this. How weird is it that they fired their GM like 3 days or something before the trade deadline?
I think that what did that say about him that they didn't even trust him that much, right?
They would rather the interim GM make trades than him.
I got him up out of there. We can't even wait to get you out of here. Are we taking this another minute and a half?
Might as well go another.
Yeah, we got to go another minute and a half. What are you guys doing this weekend?
Going to an SDFC game on Sunday.
Yeah.
When are you going to invite me to that stuff?
We're not going to invite you?
Yeah.
We don't hang in the same circles. You know that. I would invite you, but I don't have tickets.
I have, I got like 6 people that I'm, it's hard to, usually when you ask for tickets, it's like, hey, you think I can get like 2 or 3? I already have to ask for 6. So asking for a 7th, it just seems a little bit over
extension of your family.
Yeah, I mean, I could.
Just tell them it's your housekeeper, Tony. They won't know.
I just show up in a butler uniform. He's like, actually, he's my butler. He goes everywhere with me.
Right. Yeah. Shag me a Coke there, will you, pal?
You say some weird things sometimes.
So
you say some weird things sometimes.
You guys see the Japanese power hitter?
Oh, yes.
I don't want to butcher his name. Is it
Munetaka Murakami?
Murakami, yeah.
Why didn't he just like put a Dodger uniform on? Why waste the time?
Oh, here we go.
Leave out the middle.
Disagree.
Leave out the middleman, right, Skraby?
Well,
leave out the middleman. Just put him right on the team.
According to Fox Sports, the odds on the Padres getting him are tied for the top with the Red Sox at plus 550. Now, I think he's a third baseman, so that doesn't really make
third.
Well, he also
first.
plays first, which is what we need. 25 years old, holds the single season home run record in the Nippon
56 of them, right?
56 in the Nippon League. He broke Sadaharu O's record, so that's like the Japanese version of Babe Ruth.
Yep.
That record had stood, by the way, for 60 years. Yeah. So it was pretty impressive. Murakami played for the Occult Swallows. 246 homers in 8 seasons, although I don't know that they
punchies.
I don't know that they got a lot of
22% of his at-bats end in strikeout.
Oh, really?
And that's in that league.
And I was also going to say they don't have too many Petco parks in the Japanese league.
That's also true.
It is hard to get the ball out of our ballpark. So we'll see.
He would get
this is a pretty
free
deep
agent, right?
Japanese class coming in. I mean, this is the most I think guys that have ever posted in an offseason. There's about 4 or 5 guys, I think.
But he's a guy who can get a free agent contract, or
I think all of them can get a free agent.
Yeah, because Roki came over too early, and that's why
he was young, so his situation was different. All right, we've made it long enough. Let's get to the break. On the other side, more Gwynn and Chris coming your way.
From the
Brought to you by Staples. Have an easy holiday. Only at Staples. Save on top tech and gaming gifts, plus shipping supplies and services to get your packages there safely. Don't forget the custom cards, invites, photo gifts, wrapping paper, and more. Staples, that was easy. Program rolls along here. Gwynn and Chris, 97.3 The Fan. It's been good having Kirk in and Joel hanging out with us in studio. We had the kids from the Aztec women's basketball team earlier, Naomi and Nat. Their season home openers tomorrow at 3 o'clock out at Viejas Arena. They're going to hang their championship banner and get their rings for winning the Mountain West Conference title last year. So I hope, you fans will go out and support those kids. The men's team plays on Sunday, 2 o'clock matinee game at
Idaho
Viejas.
State.
And yes, Idaho State's actually playing if you want a scouting report, Idaho State plays at USD tonight. They're staying in town for the weekend. The Bengals are. So they're
playing on Friday night.
They're playing USD tonight, and then they're going to stay and then play the Aztecs Sunday. That's the Idaho State.
Close.
Sorry?
Seems a little close. Those 2 games. I mean,
what, 2 games within 3 days?
Yeah.
Well, this isn't the NBA, Tony. I mean, where the guys need to rest.
Well, I think it is. It's not the NBA. Usually they play on a Tuesday and on a Saturday. This is Friday, Sunday.
Idaho State's
I guess it's close, so I guess they could just drive down the highway.
They're going to risk it. Miles Heidi from the Aztec men's team will be with us in the 4 o'clock hour. We got our countdown coming up next segment. And
I think I'm going to have to leave some stuff off my list just so I can get other movies in of Tom Hanks, which is our countdown top 5 Tom Hanks movies. So I don't think
he's done a lot of movies. It's going to be hard to get them all in there, but we're going to attempt to do that.
Like You've Got Mail is not on the list, even though I love it.
Great flick.
What's better, You Got Mail or Sleepless in Seattle? And how can you tell the two of them apart?
You can't.
Because
you
Got Mail
they're like a continuation of the same
exact movie.
They are, but they also have a paid ad placement from AOL in there. So,
is that the difference right there?
Yes.
Okay.
My favorite story of the day is the fact that Miguel Rojas of the Dodgers is now blaming Drake and saying that Drake motivated the Dodgers to go up and beat Toronto. And I just feel bad for poor old Drake because now his whole country probably can't stand him.
I mean, for those who don't know, after Toronto took the 3-2 lead,
right?
He posted a pic of Ohtani with his helmet. It's probably the worst picture you can find of Ohtani.
Right.
His head is flying off. Helmet's flying off his head. He's swinging and missing at a pitch.
He also had the model photo of Ohtani in like a sweater.
Yeah, it was. It's all
Drake learned.
Athletes find all kinds of crazy little things to be motivated by.
Yeah, like the manager.
This was low hanging fruit though. They saw this. Everybody's gonna see it.
I mean, Drake, you got to be you got to be smarter than that, don't you? I get worried. My team's winning by 40 points in the fourth quarter. I still think they're going to lose.
Drake,
let alone 3 games to 2.
Like a lot of people thought it was locked up after it was 3-2.
We know that it wasn't. Drake. Anyway, so now not only does Kendrick,
he went public with that too, by the way. Miguel, that was on a
he did.
That was on a podcast.
Well known.
Yeah, we'll talk about it in the Big Five, but TMZ Sports he had the interview with.
So they
they
were looking for that.
Did you guys see
Kendrick Lamar can take the week off now. He's got the whole country behind him now.
Will Smith, the catcher, was he was doing some promotion and he was working Raising Cane's like behind the counter.
Was that new or was that old?
I think that was old. I'm like, man, this guy goes from winning the World Series to doing Raising Cane's. Like,
I feel like I saw him do it earlier in the year, but I did see it pop up on my feed recently.
Yeah, I don't know why it did. I don't know why it did.
Back in the old days, don't play the song, but guys used to win the World Series and then go to
Disney
work.
World. Yeah.
No, they had to go to work. They didn't make enough money playing baseball.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't think that's the case anymore. All right, we'll count things down next when we come back on Gwynn and Chris.
Ben and Wood.
Just popped off in the break. Chris is obviously learning his iPhone in year 26.
Yes.
He still has
I'm very comfortable with about 10 things the phone can do.
What are
but
you
I'm
most
not willing,
comfortable with? Give me the
like
the
going
apps
on
that
the
you're most-
internet or sending a
So
text
Safari,
or an
text,
email
or
calculator.
iMessage.
I'm a little more capable now of maybe copying something and pasting it.
Okay,
Skraby
so you've
taught me
learned
that
how to
a little while ago. But yeah, mostly I just like the bare minimums of the phone. I thought I turned this around.
I was trying not to.
Well, it keeps.
Someone told me that it's annoying when we talk about the cameras, and I'm like, well, I have no other way to tell them.
Yeah, apologies to those who don't watch us and don't get the camera thing.
You should just do hand signals the whole time.
Well,
I
I
never
point.
actually say anything. Just keep doing that.
Except for the hard
Yeah.
part is Chris doesn't see me half the time.
I'm very good at, I can get on the internet pretty good. I can do, search my Twitter and check ESPN.
Okay, so
but
Twitter,
beyond that,
that's it.
There's a lot of buttons that I've never pushed on here.
Why this was
right?
the best confession, because Chris revealed to Skraby and I that when he sees something he likes, he just emails it to himself.
I type it in an email and send it to myself so that I have it.
Because
and these guys are like,
it,
there's a notepad on there.
Use notes.
And I don't even know where that is.
Like
so.
Chris said earlier, see what I'm dealing with? See what I'm dealing with. The guy doesn't know how to use the notepad.
Where is it?
Tony has an iPhone, so I can't really tell you, but it's got to be in like the general apps.
It looks like it's too far away. I was about to show you during the break.
It doesn't matter because Tony goes, "Oh, I'm going to have to teach you how to use notes," and I'm like,
"I'm looking for it. I don't see it."
Make him email himself his entire life.
Well, I wrote down my Tom Hanks top 5, and I just emailed the list to myself so that I had it.
I do email myself from time to time.
Okay,
just if I need to remember
not
something.
little things like this though.
I have a notepad that has way too many notes of stuff that doesn't.
Is it possible that I don't have the notepad, or that I took it away by accident?
Well, guess what? I'm sending it to you.
Thank you,
right
Tony.
now via our little chat that we have.
And
together.
how I will, and if I know how to take it from there and apply it, I
think
will.
you should. You think it's just going. All you have to do is click it, and it should take you to the app store where you can get it for free.
All right, well, you guys go ahead and do this next segment. I'm going to deal with that.
Just like with Tony, when I'm done with my note, how do I email it?
All right, we have a countdown to get to you guys. By the way, all guests on 97.3 The Fan, join us on the David P. Shapiro hotline. David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys, helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. We decided on none other than Tom Hanks. Top 5 movies. And this was really hard. We could have probably did like a top 10.
Top 15.
Top 15.
He's done a lot of them, man.
His what do you call that?
IMDb.
Body of work.
What do you?
IMDb.
Yeah, his IMDb, his body of work
is better.
Guess probably fits better. It's quite long. So let's get to it, because there's going to be a lot of hemming and hawing about which 5 they could put on air. It's probably going to be a pretty extensive.
Kirk and Joel on their way out had a couple suggestions as well. So everybody's in.
It's probably going to be a pretty long honorable mention. So let's get to it. Here's some traffic first.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury, here's Kelly Danek.
A busy Friday afternoon on our roads. New crash on southbound at 5 before SeaWorld Drive. Got a couple vehicles involved. Does not appear to be blocking lanes. Now, once you're past it, don't get too comfortable, because it's going to stay pretty heavy all the way down to this other crash that cleared up near 28th Street. Accident has cleared on southbound 805 near Imperial. Southbound 15 dealing with this collision right before the 805. Several cars involved. Everything is over to the right shoulder. South 125 near the King Freeway. There is a collision being cleared out of that right lane. And in the North County, northbound 15, hit and run accident just before Rainbow Valley. A motorcycle involved in this one appears to be blocking that left lane. At Robert Half, they found that 67% of companies want to increase contract talent. That's why the recruiters' expertise and award-winning AI work quickly to find the candidates you want. At Robert Half, they know talent. Visit roberthalf.com/talent today. I'm Kelly Danek with Gwynn and Chris, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
It's now time for Gwynn and Chris to rank their top 5 of the day.
Gonna grip and rip as usual.
But this isn't just a regular top 5 list.
I love it. It sounds sadistic, but I love it.
This is the countdown. And it starts right now on 97.3 The Fan.
Before we get into it, if you love Mediterranean food. Try Spiro's for authentic Mediterranean cuisine in Coronado or La Jolla. For dining or takeout options, visit spiroscuisine.com. I have changed my list 5 times, guys.
I am we're gonna have it's gonna be I don't want to give all my best to the rest because I think you guys might have some of those in your 5.
We'll
but I
do
think
best of the rest after. How about
right?
that?
I was going to say at the end we should do some best of the rest. Tom Hanks has so many great movies. I have way more than 5 just in the best of the rest. So we'll see where this goes. Top 5 all-time favorite Tom Hanks movies.
Number 5.
Skraby, you want to start?
Sure.
Why don't you start?
This is a movie I actually saw in the last year, and I had never seen it, and I didn't know really what it was about, but I watched it and I loved it, and it's called The Terminal. Have you ever seen The Terminal with
but that's
Hanks?
a surprising choice.
Well, I'm also not choosing the very, very obvious movies.
Okay.
Like Saving Private Ryan would be on my list, but
Don't bring
I
up
wanted
any
to
of
go
his
a little
movies.
bit different.
All right, so The Terminal. Explain what it's about. He's almost. Is he not homeless or he's stuck in a terminal?
He flies from another country and his country goes into civil war and he doesn't have a country anymore, so they won't let him return. So then he ends up living in the terminal and he falls in love with Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Oh, it's worse things could happen.
I was going to say.
Very understandable.
It's a good one. And he has this crazy accent in the movie.
The Terminal. I will say this. I think it's a good recommendation for people that probably don't know that Tom Hanks particular movie.
Okay,
It's
what about The Burbs?
Actually pretty good.
Oh,
No,
okay,
you
sorry,
already
sorry.
did one.
Okay, all right.
Now you did
Stop
3.
doing that.
Yeah, don't do that. Tony, who you got number 5?
Big is number 5 on my list.
Oh, man.
Before I had opened up my world of Tom Hanks, Big was like the first movie I knew who I was watching, and it was a fun one. But it slid. It probably has gone from 1 and has slid down over the years.
It gets
to number
weirder
5.
the older you
It
get.
does. It does get a little weird. There's a lot of questions that are unanswered.
A lot of questions. There's a lot of
certainly wouldn't fly in
weird-
2025.
Yeah, no way.
But yeah, Big is number 5 on my list.
I think for some reason the movie the scene from that movie that stands out is when he and Robert Loggia, the other actor, did the dancing on the piano.
Yeah.
I love that scene.
I remember going to FAO Schwartz with my parents,
Which was it was a real store, right?
specifically
Yeah.
looking for that computer. It was in there. I didn't sound like they did it, but they did it for sure.
No, I did the same thing too. We had one in San Francisco.
Yeah, San Francisco and New York were the only 2 places you
Yep.
could find FAO Schwartz.
And it was like a 4-story toy store.
It was
I
a
don't know,
kid's.
do they even have them anymore?
No.
Anyway,
that scene was totally choreographed, and I wonder how long it took them to actually learn it. 'Cause
Yeah,
they
no
did
kidding.
did a great job. All right, number 5 for me is going to be. You remember when Skraby and I were talking, and we were all talking about, how Skraby thinks every movie's great,
Yes,
and that we were saying that there actually are bad movies that some of us think are great just because it works for us.
yes.
Number 5 is Bachelor Party for me on Tom Hanks. Now,
Never heard of it.
it's just a hilarious romp, and it's way before Tom Hanks was really, somebody. Like, you'd never catch him in a movie like this now. But he's getting married, and he has a bachelor party, of course. And is it going to get out of control? He doesn't want it to, but all his friends want it to. And I believe Tawny Katane, you remember her?
I've heard her name for
Chuck
sure.
Finley's wife, who I think she passed away early, or a little early, but she was the woman he was marrying in that. Anyway, it's crazy. I think it's funny, but it's not. He would never mention it. I don't think is one of his top 5.
I've
But I liked
actually
it.
never heard of it. But Tony, you know how I know Chris is older than me? He said that the movie was a big romp.
Bachelor Party was a romp.
It was a romp.
It was a romp.
What was the name? Bachelor Party?
Bachelor Party.
My number 4, again, I'm not going with the obvious, but That Thing You Do is a great movie. He's a record exec. He gets with the Oneaters or the Wonders, and he makes them famous. And it just kind of follows this band, and it goes the highs and the lows of being famous in a band. I love that movie.
I recall it. Do you have a year on that?
98?
Okay.
Let me see.
That's fine. You don't have to. I thought if you had it handy.
96.
Tony, number 4. Tom Hanks movie.
Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump?
Forrest Gump. I mean,
Life's a box of chocolates.
Nice box of chocolates, type of shrimp you want. I mean, lot of different things. I mean, the Nike Cortezes that are in there. I got a pair of those. I mean, this movie is an iconic
it's like a
film.
history lesson.
It is.
The whole movie.
It really is. If you didn't know anything about Alabama football, you can get a little taste of that in there as well.
It's pretty incredible
It
movie. He won Best Actor, and it also won Best Picture. The only thing I hold against it is the fact that a movie it beat out for Best Picture was Shawshank Redemption, which I don't think any of us knew at the time was that great, but I think is aged much better than Forrest Gump has. But Forrest Gump was pretty incredible.
I always
at the time
disliked how Jenna treated him.
Of course.
Jenna.
Of course.
Not a fan of Jenna.
She regretted it in the end, though.
Of course
she did.
And it was too late.
What was the corporal's name? Lost his legs.
Lieutenant Dan.
Lieutenant Dan.
I think that Gary Sinise has a band called Lieutenant Dan Band.
That would be smart. Yeah, Forrest Gump's a must. Number 4 for me, Saving Private Ryan. I don't like war movies in general. I know, Skraby, you do, and you're kind of a famous. Movies. But this one grabbed me, and I would recommend,
I remember this movie when it first came. It was intense.
Yes, it was.
The first 20 minutes are incredible.
Yep.
It is the actual storming of the beach in Normandy.
Yep.
And, D-Day, December 6, 1944, and Steven Spielberg's direction of that scene, you cannot rip yourself away from that scene. And it's 25 minutes. It's as good as any 20 minutes I've ever seen in a movie.
It's scary. It's scary.
And it's scary because you almost feel like you might feel if you were in the war.
Oh, totally.
Right?
Totally. And you see like the fear of the soldiers. It really put a new emotion to it.
Yeah,
for
Saving
me.
Private Ryan.
That's a great one. That is a fantastic one.
And that's only number 4. That shows how good the guy is.
All right. I'm going to go with A League of Their Own because I say something from this movie at least once a week, and it's there's no crying in baseball. There's no crying in baseball. I love that movie. So good.
Great flick.
Yeah. Racine Peaches. I can't remember the main team, though.
I mean, it was a star-studded cast.
Gina Davis,
Yeah.
Madonna was in center field.
Yes, she
Rosie
was.
O'Donnell,
third base.
Chris knows their position.
Marlo Hooch was the second baseman.
Marlo
Hooch. We were playing softball 2 weeks ago, and it was Halloween week. There was a
Marlo Hooch
gal out there playing softball dressed as Marlo Hooch. Movie still resonating.
Absolutely. Number 3 on my list, Turner and Hooch.
Oh, I forgot about this one.
I love this movie.
I love Turner and Hooch.
I loved it. I mean, I was sad when Hooch. Yeah, it's a long time.
He was Turner.
It's almost 40 years ago.
Yeah, it was a long time ago. Hooch got shot in the movie, but it was a great movie at least for a kid at the time. I enjoyed that one a lot.
Turner and Hooch.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Number 3 for me is The Da Vinci Code. I don't think it's one of the best movies I've ever seen, but it is maybe the best book I've ever read.
I read it, and I don't read. I read it in 3 days.
I think if you've never read The Da Vinci Code, I think you owe it to yourself. Don't see the movie at all. Just read the book. I think it's incredible. And
this book was so good, apparently, that it had non-book readers reading books.
It was.
I remember in the clubhouse, there was at least 6 or 7 guys reading this book in 2000.
I read it just like Skraby did.
Whatever came out.
I went to sleep at night and I'd be like, I'm getting up early so I can start reading again. It was that good. The movie is quite good, but not, no movie's as good as the book. But Tom Hanks is the main protagonist. Anyway, that's my number
Da Vinci
3.
Code. Yeah, that book. I can imagine Tony walking into the clubhouse and like
5 guys all in the locker room.
Hey guys, you see the game? Shut up, Tony. We're reading the Da Vinci Code.
Who was your most serious? Like you had David Bell on your team. Can you imagine David Bell just reading Da Vinci Code as you walked in?
David Bell was off to himself. Definitely could see him reading the Da Vinci Code.
That's a good one, Chris.
Number 2.
This one made me cry. Still makes me cry. Always makes me cry. The Green Mile. John Coffey.
Boy. Yeah, the big fella. What was his name? Michael Clark Duncan or something.
Michael Clark Duncan.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he did pass.
He did
away.
pass also. Yeah.
But when they put him to death, there's no spoilers in this. It makes me cry every
if
time.
the movie is over 10 years old,
I would say 20.
20?
Oh,
15.
easily. Green Mile?
No,
I'm saying if you should not feel like hesitant to talk about it if the movie's over 10 years old.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And like the whole flashback scene where he sees what's happening and he knows it's the guy on death row and then he ends up, it's a heart wrencher.
Oh, bad.
Tom Hanks is one of the guards.
Yes.
And it's a Stephen King story.
Which is crazy, but yeah.
It's quite good. By the way, I'm looking at a website here called Ranker. Have you ever seen that where they rank everything? It's number 3 on that. Saving Private Ryan 2, Forrest Gump 1, based on that website.
Where's Turner and Hooch at?
Well, I'll get there, Tony. I'll take a look while you're doing your next one. I'll try to see if I can find Turner and Hooch. I'm sure it's on here somewhere, but I'm still scrolling.
You already went Scrape?
Yes.
This is what, number 2?
Yep.
This already been said, but League of Their Own.
Yeah.
I mean, it was this was a good. I mean, my sister and I used to watch this movie like all the time.
It's quite good.
It was really good.
Turner Hooch, number 17, which out of Tom Hanks is pretty high.
It's pretty dang good.
Not bad. Number 2 for me, I'm going to go with Forrest Gump for all the reasons we already put it on the list.
All right. Our boss Adam would like to know, Chris, if you've read Angels and Demons.
The second follow-up. Yes,
it's a prequel.
But it came out after.
It did, yeah.
So,
but have you?
Yes, but only because I had read Da Vinci Code. I said I got to read this other one. And it was good, but I mean, it was, Da Vinci Code was the original.
That is true.
So,
number 1.
Terminal's number 19, Skraby.
Wow.
So you guys are doing all right.
Number 1 has to be something that I watched a lot in my childhood, and that's Toy Story.
Toy Story.
Yes.
Ah.
Woody.
There's going to be a lot of those in my honorable mention.
There's a snake in my boot. I love that movie so much.
Toy Story. Who's the comedian that's in it with him?
Never
cared for him.
Tim Allen.
Tim Allen. Yeah, I was never a fan of him.
To the rescue.
Never a fan of Tim Allen, but yeah, Toy Story's good. All right, Tony, what you got at top? On top,
number 1 in my Tom Hanks movies.
Moviedom.
Philadelphia.
Yeah,
That's
very good. Another Academy Award-winning performance. He won it back-to-back years, by the way. One of the few actors ever to do that.
1993 film of a attorney who was fired from his law firm because they found out he was gay, and that led to AIDS. He asked an injury attorney.
Denzel almost takes the movie. He's so good, as always. That's a great one.
This was like the first 93 out of been, 11? It's the first time I can...
That's a pretty adult topic for you to be watching at 11.
The Gwynns, they didn't hold nothing back.
They didn't hold it back. Okay.
I remember this being the first time like 2 big stars were in a movie together, like
pretty good,
playing off one another.
How about the makeup and all of that? I mean, Tom Hanks at the end of the movie looks like death warmed over.
Yeah.
Which is how, unfortunately, in those days, the AIDS patients probably still, it's still a tragedy. Number 1's for League of Our Own. For me.
Yeah.
We should take the break because I have 5 great ones that didn't make my list.
I got 5
that have yet to be mentioned.
Oh, I got 5.
I got 5.
Okay.
I want 5. If you
we got 5 on it.
We all got 5 to mention.
Now,
I will mention a few when we come back and also play Chris versus the fans. I don't know if it was my turn.
Oh, Kirk Kenney just texted me. Bosom buddies.
That's a television show, Kirk. Crisello, Tony Gwynn Jr.
Omaha.
Yep, that's right. Crisello, Tony Gwynn Jr., Peyton Manning, and Matt Skraby, who apparently...
This was an off-air conversation.
Well, no, I didn't say anything yet. I was not going to out you. But now I am.
Now you might as
now
well.
I might. No, I was going to just say that Skraby's talking about maybe we should PPD Chris versus the fans today because the Tom Hanks thing was fun.
Yeah.
And we could talk more about that. But, you know, I know
All
that
right,
people
let's
like
just
to play
come
Chris versus
clean.
the fans.
Chris was very nice in covering for me. I just completely forgot to add any questions.
Oh, really? You hadn't told me that.
Oh, yes. All right, Chris.
And you know what? You know how that
Good
goes.
man.
Usually, if he hasn't come up with questions while he's doing them, you're going to get the.
They're going to be such bad questions that you don't even want to play today. So
You're not wrong.
we apologize to everybody. Chris versus the fans will
He's
have
scrambling to come up with some, but we'll see how it goes.
Well, let's say this, man.
Should we do
Skraby,
Tom Hanks movie trivia?
I'm going to say this about Skraby, and I don't say a lot of nice things, but he does so many things behind the scenes for this show that
Thank
people
you.
do not know.
Thank you.
And we do give him a hard time because it's fun. But you know, stuff like Chris versus the fans, stuff like, you know, Daily Gambit, or I do that,
Yeah, you do
but
that.
stuff like Big Five, Sports Court,
All the
Skraby puts a
reads.
lot of that stuff together. So it is appreciated more than he knows. And I understand how he could, you know, make a mistake of this magnitude.
I think I have a tear, Tony.
No.
I really do. That was very nice of Chris. to say.
So we'll get a chance to qualify for the Vegas trip Monday. Right?
Yep.
Okay. So we're not doing Chris versus the fan. I think it's better because Tony's right. Because if you're just making a question up on
It'll
the fly,
be like,
that's tough.
what team does Kyler
So,
Murray play for?
The
Yeah.
good thing is, or I don't know if it's a good thing or not, but we're going to have to find a way to cover these next 10 minutes.
Good thing we
well,
each
we
have
can.
5
We
for
did
honorable
promise that we're going to
mentions.
do 5 of the Tom Hanks best of the rest. Did you? I know Big Five's coming up. Daryl Strawberry in there?
He's not. No.
Okay. Did you see this one, Tony?
I did.
You know what?
I forgot that actually happened.
I didn't even know that Daryl Strawberry was still in that kind of, you know, under that much, you know, I don't know, issues. Where,
What are you trying to say?
well, I don't know what to say.
For
He's
those who
not
don't
in
know what
jail.
we're talking about,
He's not in jail, but he's been basically been given
a pardon.
A pardon.
Yeah.
Not even basically, he has been given a pardon by the president of the United States. And I think for Daryl Strawberry, it seemed like it really, you know, was a heartfelt thing for him that he realized, because the Daryl Strawberry story is quite, you know, involved.
Yeah.
Right. He played in the 80s with the Mets. He was a fantastic player. He's from California. He's from Crenshaw High School in the LA area. And he was a, you know, rookie of the year, MVP type player, 8-time All-Star, right? He was, you know, Straw
He
could
was a
hit.
dude. Yeah.
Yeah, he could swing it. But Strawberry had a lot of problems with, you know, narcotics and drugs and drinking and everything like that. And it finally, you know, cost him his, you know, his sobriety cost him in so many different ways. And he ended up, you know, getting, I think he failed to report some memorabilia income. He ended up spending 11 months in jail.
And by the way, the rules on that during that age, because guys in the 80s and 90s used to go to what they call the card show, which is they would show up, these vendors would pay them a lot of times in cash.
They'd sit and sign autographs.
They'd sit and sign autographs. That was a practice that I think went on for a little bit before.
I imagine your dad had to be asked to do those.
He definitely did them.
And tell people the way it used to work, if I'm not mistaken. Like Tony would your dad would sit there. There'd be a line around the block to get his autograph.
Right.
There was a guy standing with Tony that said, all right, hurry up and get to the next person. Your dad would have loved to talk to everybody, but they had a certain number that needed to be signed in a certain amount of time. And so this was you're right. It was a big deal. And people used to a lot of people complained. They said, I tried to say hi to Darryl Strawberry and he told me to get lost. He had to.
Yeah, Darryl pleaded guilty in 1995 to a single felony count of tax evasion.
Right.
That was based, as Chris just mentioned, on his failure to report $350,000 in income from autographs, personal appearances, sales memorabilia. That probably was over some years in time that he, ended up getting to that amount.
Right.
But nonetheless, he got a pardon. And
but more of his story too, Tony. He was suspended from baseball because of cocaine possession charges. All kinds of things followed Darryl, and then, the unfortunate health issues: colon cancer, chemotherapy, heart attacks. This guy has been through so much. He's now 3 years old, and he's been like a minister for the last 10 years. He's been imparting wisdom and trying to help young people, and he's really appears to have changed his life 180 degrees. So, good for him. And I say good for Trump, who said, look, you know what? Darryl Strawberry is a guy that, did his thing and paid his dues and paid, whatever. And he pardoned him. So if nothing else, Darryl Strawberry now officially doesn't have all of that stuff on his resume.
Yeah.
And he felt very grateful for that. Did Straw. So that was a good story.
No, it was.
Every now and again, we catch one.
Skraby, is there a quarterback controversy in 49er land? I've been seeing this pop up here.
People want it to be.
But you don't think there is?
The
fact that you're hesitating.
No. The reason there's no quarterback controversy is because they paid Brock Purdy a lot of money before the year.
Good point.
But he has not played at all. And Mac Jones was Kyle Shanahan's favorite in that draft, but then he drafted Trey Lance instead.
Oops.
Yeah.
Oops.
You're lucky that
really outthinking the room there.
But you're lucky that mistake did not spin that franchise out of
It would have if it wasn't for Brock Purdy.
Of course.
If he's the last pick of that,
fired.
He saved it. Yeah.
He saved that whole thing.
Yeah, I remember I read something after the fact of them drafting Trey Lance.
I think I remember you saying this on air.
Yeah, he was like so into Trey Lance and like was his best friend, and then he gets into camp and
he's like,
realizes this isn't the guy, and then he started distancing himself, and then he got traded.
The other sad note, 6 former men's college basketball players at 3 schools, New Orleans, Mississippi Valley State, and Arizona State, participated in gambling schemes that included game manipulation or sharing information with known bettors, the NCAA announced Friday. Day Hunter, Daquivian Short, and Jamon Vincent, who played for New Orleans last season, manipulated their performance for betting purposes in 7 games, according to the NCAA findings. In all 7 games, Hunter, Short, and Vincent allegedly lost or attempted to lose more points than the spread at sports books as part of the conspiracy with outside bettors. The NCAA said those two players at Mississippi Valley State, Donovan Sanders and Alvin Stredick, were offered money to throw a January 6, 2025 game against Alabama and A&M, according to NCAA. Sanders also was overheard discussing throwing the game ahead of the December 21st, 2024 game. Yeah. Basically, those 6 players have been busted on this. We had read last week or maybe 2 weeks ago that there was an investigation kind of going. That seems to have come to an end. It just continues to reach further and further out in sports.
It's there. It's out there. Luckily, we're 7 days into November, and they have not enacted the legalization of college athletes gambling.
They have gone away from it.
So
and
let's stay there at least.
It's so interesting. We talked a little bit about it yesterday. ESPN all of a sudden canceling bet ESPN Bet after
ESPN
spending.
Bet is no more.
Was it millions or billions?
Is it no more, Skraby, or is it there just not being run by ESPN? It's not there at all.
I think on December 1st, it like actually closes, but they signed a 10-year, $2 billion deal with Penn Gaming, and they are already out of the gaming business, basically saying they couldn't get a market share. And I know why.
Oh, so they're not out of it because they're trying to do the right thing. They're out of it because they weren't making any money.
I think they're out of it because the NBA was like, hey,
this
you can't have your own sports book.
Sorry, this ain't going to work for us, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
But like, I think that the reason that it failed is because they had terrible personalities on there. Chris and I used to watch this all the time. They would predict and we would keep track. They were never right. And they acted like they were always right.
We've done that experiment a few times on this show.
And they were never right.
But we make fun of ourselves and we don't purport to be experts.
No, I'm not talking about us. I'm saying we've done that on
we did the BetQL thing. Remember that Chris would choose a 5-star on his own.
Oh, that's right.
And then I would go up against the actual 5-star.
And they would never be right either. Well, maybe it's slowly but surely. Yeah, I'm hoping against hope that, it's going to switch over and people are going to get away from this gambling thing because they're seeing what can happen.
I mean,
but I'm also surprised. They had to know. If I knew this could happen, you knew this could happen, Tony. The people who put all this stuff into place had to know this was a possibility.
I think there was some wishful thinking.
Yeah.
That it wasn't going to reach as fast as it did. It literally didn't take very long.
No. One more quick note. We got to do our Tom Hanks thing, so we'll do the next segment. But
we can't.
Oh, we can't now.
We got
a guest.
We got Mr. Heidi coming up.
Yep,
Yeah,
Miles Heidi. We'll get in our honorable mentions at some point.
Tom Hanks fans, never fear. Do you know who Olivier Ryu is? Anyone?
Yeah,
Olivier Ryu. Is he in the Big Five?
He's in the
So we will find out.
I will tell you in advance. He's in the really Big Five.
He's in the Who Cares 5.
Well, then don't put him in there.
No.
Big Five. Who cares 5? I'm confused. We'll have to explain it when we come back.
You'll find out when we get to the Big Five.
Yes.
But before we do that, Miles Heidi from San Diego State's men's basketball team joins us next. Aztecs, Idaho State, Sunday. Can't wait to talk some Aztec hoops, and we'll do it after this short. Hang on a minute.
This National Veterans and Military Families Month, Verizon would like to show our appreciation.
On the clock, Tony Gwynn Jr., Chris Ello, Matthew Skraby. It's been a jam-packed show. Aztec flavor, if you will. It only continues with our next guest. Miles Heide joins us now. Miles, how are you, man? Are you enjoying some rest time a little bit?
Absolutely. I appreciate you guys having me. It's been good. Had a little off day, but back to work now.
Off to a great start. You guys get the first victory. You do it pretty convincingly, and I would say it was your play early that kind of broke the seal, if you will, on the rim for you guys. You guys kind of took off after a couple of really nice plays from you. Just talk about maybe energizing the group to kind of get going there after a little bit of a slow start.
Yeah, obviously, we started off a little slow, but it's something we've been working on in practice. But I think for just getting us open is like our defense that kind of started everything. We was getting stops, and we was able to put that into offense and get good shots after that. So I think that's kind of what broke the seal, was just our defense.
Well, that and you stepping into the passing lane and going end to end for a bucket, that's the dream of any big man, right? To be out on the open floor showing off your ball handling capabilities, right?
Yeah, it's probably the slowest fast break
the slow break. It worked.
Yeah.
It worked well.
And whatever got the bucket.
You got it. Yeah. Miles Heide is with us. Junior season at San Diego State. And to me, Miles, you become one of the fan favorites. I know you guys are all down there working your tails off, but I think the fans really love your work ethic. I know I do, watching this team play. I mean, a ball goes up for grabs, and I know your nose is going to be right in the middle of that. Talk a little bit about, your desire for the basketball and how much that plays into your game.
Well, I appreciate what you said, but yeah, for like offensive rebounds and just kind of rebound is like the biggest thing for me. We've just struggled with that in the past, and I feel like I've got a pretty good knack on like when the ball comes off the rim and where it's going to go. So I kind of just been putting my head to like, I'm going to try to get every rebound I can this year. I'm going to do every opportunity. We have such a deep team that if I'm tired, I might as well sub out and come back in. So I'm going to go for every single ball that I can.
It's nice to have the type of depth that you guys have. Miles, this is your third year. Now, how have you seen your game evolve in year 3 as an Aztec?
I would say I've been working on my outside game a lot more. So, I mean, people saw me dribble for the first time probably. Like a fast break. So I've been working a lot on that and just being patient on offense. So, like, back downs, just being patient, letting the defense set. So then I got my outlets if I need to. And then, obviously, our culture at San Diego State is our defense. So I've kind of just been working on getting my hand into getting more deflections and being able to contest without fouling, because I'd rather stay in the game than sit on the bench with 2 fouls in the first half. So just being able to make the right plays and have an IQ on the floor.
Miles Heide is our guest, one of my particular favorite Aztecs on this basketball team, and it's actually a pretty long list. I think almost all of you guys by the end of the season will be on it. So, we love watching you guys play. And talk a little bit about, and this is your third year. You were on a Sweet 16 team as a freshman last year. I thought another good season. It didn't quite end the way you wanted. But how do you rate this and compare this year when we haven't started necessarily, but what do you think as far as comparing this to what you've been on the first 2 years? Because everybody's saying this is a really talented group.
Obviously, like I said, we're really deep and we have a lot of good pieces. I think that obviously we're experienced and we've got a lot of returning guys, but also just the new guys and the freshmen as well. They took a really big leap this year, like just the start of this year. Like our freshmen are really good, Jeremiah, Sean. So I think we have such a deep team. We're able to really play as hard as we can and kind of buy into the fact that we all want to win instead of just sacrifice those individual goals for the greater good. What's also nice about this team is everyone's everyday guys.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what we've been preaching is like come to work every single day and kind of have that mentality of I'm going to get better regardless of how I feel. If I feel really bad today, if maybe just had a bad day in general at school or in the morning, come in there and do the best you can, have the hardest work and the mentality. So I think that's what everyone kind of has in this team, and I think that's why we can be so special.
Miles Heide joins us here on Gwynn and Chris. And Miles, you guys have a pretty difficult non-conference schedule this year. You guys were able to scrimmage a team like UCLA earlier before the season kicked off. And you've been here now, this, as I said, for your third year, and you've seen these type of schedules come together. What type of how does this schedule help you guys down the line, playing against these tougher teams with the type of defensive pressure you guys will face? How does that then kind of translate by the time you get to league?
I've been playing for Dutch for 3 years now. Something I really like about the way he sets our schedule up is we always got really good people in the non-conference. So like we have to be good early, and those teams that we play, they're tournament teams that they're going to show up on your resume. So if we're able to go take down those teams and get a win, that can help you at the end of the year. That's how you get a higher seed. That's how you get on the tournament. I mean, that Houston one last year was really a make or break for our season. If we didn't win that game, we probably wouldn't have made the tournament. So I think him having us go against good teams like Arizona, Michigan, and Oregon, and then obviously if we win those games, we'll play another one in Players Era. I think that sets us up for even a better seed or making the tournament later on in the year if we struggle in league. So I think those tournament games are these early non-conference games are so crucial. And I mean, I like them. It gives you a chance to play players that you're not going to usually play until the tournament instead of just playing your league guys all the time. I mean, you see these same guys every other month. So I really like it. I really enjoy being able to go up against really good teams and showing what we can do.
You guys got Idaho State on Sunday, 2:00 at Viejas Arena. Miles Heide is with us. The short Miles Heide, and I'm going to explain that in a second. But before I tell you how short he really is, he's a center. He's 6'9", but there's a method to my madness.
I'm waiting for it.
All right. I want to remind everybody he's an academic all-conference player, has been a scholar athlete each of the last 2 years, and about to be a third. I like to get that for all of these kids who work so hard in the classroom. Miles is one of those guys. But he is a short guy when he's walking around with the whole family. His sister is 6'7". His mom is 6'4". His dad is 6'11". Miles, when we see you guys coming, oh my goodness, what was the world like for you guys all growing up? Like, that's crazy. So 6'9", you kind of settled right in there. Did I hit a bad spot?
I don't think my dad's 6'11", but I'll give him that.
Oh, well, all right. Blame Mark Ziegler for that in the paper, because that's where I read it in the paper. But
no, it's been really, like, my family's always been there for me, and like I've always looked at them as like, man, how am I gonna get through this if I have a bad part in my career? Because both my parents obviously played in college. My sister's played in college. They've all had injuries. So like, kind of picking their brain sometimes on like how'd you get through this? Like, I know it's a different day. It's different this day and age because we have social media, we have all this type of NIL stuff. So like, it's obviously different, but the mental part is always going to be similar. So I'll talk to my dad, I'll talk to my mom and sister, and both my younger siblings play as well. So like, I feel like I'm a very good outlet for them if they have anything to talk about. But during my recruiting process, I had both of them. I had my sister. So like, it's always a blessing being able to go to them and obviously play my dad sometimes a 1v1. My brother, they both just came down for the last game, so it's really good to see them.
It's not often you can lean on all of your family
for nice.
For type of advice in terms of being recruited. That doesn't happen very often. Miles,
can't hide anything away from the Heide family on the highest shelf in the kitchen.
No, you can't.
They'll get it.
Miles Heide joins us here, big man for the Aztecs. Now, a couple of days, you guys did some work in the community. It sounds like you guys were out at Hoover High School, helped distribute some food to the community. community. It's the third time you guys have been down there to do it. That's got to feel pretty good to kind of give back to the community a little bit.
Absolutely. I mean, especially in what we're dealing with now with our government being shut down and no SNAP and the EBT cards not being here for the 1st of November, it's really crucial for us to give back to our community. You know, Coach Luster, who is an alumni at Hoover, he talked to us. He's like, man, all those accolades and all those achievements that you had in college, yeah, they're cool and all, but you really gonna remember for how you give back. And I think it's really important to give back to your community for the people that are less fortunate. You know, so, like with NIL these days, we're getting paid a lot of money, so we're able to give back as much as we can, and especially through Mesa, we do a lot of that, which is really great. I'm really grateful for that, and you know, we're going to continue to do that. You know, we showed up at events, had the whole team there. It's always good to hang out with some high school kids. Just, you know, they're always excited to see us.
Yeah.
See the people that need the food and just hand them out. It's really great. And I mean, obviously, it's good for me, just because I get to give back. So we're going to continue to do that. We're going to continue to spread the awareness on Instagram and stuff like that, especially through Mesa. So,
awesome.
Yeah.
I want to point out too, and following up that Miles was talking about donating their time and all of this. This team was been doing this for a year and a half. They're so into it that this team voted to donate a portion of their own NIL money, right, to help feeding San Diego.
Yeah.
So I mean, these kids are putting their money where their mouth is.
Literally.
In terms of going out, contributing to our community, and getting behind doing it. And they have a GoFundMe page as well. So, look that up, GoFundMe.com. You can find San Diego State's, basketball team and help, because they're out there doing that. And that's a tip of the cap to you guys.
No doubt. Miles, appreciate your time, man. Keep up the good work. We'll be rooting here on Sunday for you guys, and best of luck the rest of the season.
Thank you, man. Thank you for having me on. I appreciate you guys. Have a wonderful Friday, man.
Thanks, Miles.
You do the same. Go Aztecs. Miles Heide, big man for the Aztecs. Well-rounded.
He's a big man until I've seen him walk into the practice and after one of the girls' practices, and the guys will come in. Miles Heide comes walking in, and I go, man, he's a big. And then Guath comes in, and I'm like, well, Miles isn't that big. These kids are so tall.
It's like watching Giancarlo and then Stanton come out. Like,
it's crazy
yeah,
how tall these guys are.
I was a little afraid you touched a bad subject there
with the height thing.
I was like,
I didn't mean to do that.
I don't think it was.
I think he was okay with it, but maybe. Ziegler wrote the story, so I blame him if it's wrong. But he said, they're all tall in the family. So.
Remember, all guests on 97.3 The Fan join us via the David P. Shapiro fan hotline. David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorney, helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. Sorry, Skraby, go ahead.
No, how old is he?
He's a junior, so
early
20-ish, maybe.
When these guys come on the show, we always talk about what the coaches do, how they help them, guide them. I mean, you just heard right there. These coaches are teaching them the right things. Your accolades are going to be great, but helping these people is going to make you feel good.
And listen, a lot of these, if we're being real, a lot of the guys and gals at that age hear that, but may not quite believe it. But as you get older, you start to recognize that no matter what you've done in your career, ultimately, when you are dead and gone, people are going to remember you more for the things you did in that community. And
very good,
Tony. I think San Diego State, specifically that basketball team, doing a terrific job, especially with this current time that we're dealing with right now. So
did we not? We explained it, I think, very and just look. Guath could have gone anywhere. Miles Bird could have gone anywhere. This program means so much to them and the coaches and the family that they came back.
That's how it that's the only way a program like this is going to survive.
That speaks more volumes than anything. Yeah. And the same on the other side with Stacy and the girls. These two young ladies that were in here today, I'm sure with the way they played last year, they had some offers to go elsewhere. They didn't want to. Right. They want to stay here at San Diego State because this family, basketball family, has been really, really solid.
No doubt. All right, let's get to the break. Finally, we get to Skraby's Big Five that had a whole bunch of topics that Chris and I wanted to talk to you about earlier. We'll get to hear him
Very
now.
protective over my topics. Mark Sanchez makes the news.
More Gwynn and Chris.
Gwynn and Chris.
I actually got in trouble once when I worked at the bank for looking up a celebrity, and it was totally wrong on my part. Totally wrong.
Looking up their account number?
Just I searched their name in the account system, and
Skraby, what is wrong with you?
I was like 19.
You'd be better off.
You would be better.
You'd be better off admitting that you wore your underwear inside out. Frankly,
This guy is just searching up people's accounts.
It only happened that one time because I got caught.
How did you get caught?
The account was flagged, and anybody taking a look at it gets logged. And so I got called into the boss's office like 3 days
What
later.
did that come? I'm sorry, I gotta ask, but nobody's supposed to be doing this preview. What did that conversation? How did it go?
Well,
why were you looking up Paris Hilton? Is that who it was?
I can neither confirm nor deny.
Oh my god!
I can neither confirm. That's really funny, Chris, that you just yelled out that name out of all names.
No.
But I walked in. I got called into the office, and I sat down.
gosh.
And all my boss. I loved her. She was great. Her name was Sharon. Amazing boss. She just slid the piece of paper in front of me.
You knew.
Said, "Did you visit this account?" And I looked. Yeah. She was like, "We're gonna have to write you up for this, and if you do it again, we're gonna have to fire you." And I said, "I'll never do it again." And I got out of there as soon as possible. I took everything, but it was not good. Not good.
Just curiosity, huh? He's like, I wonder how much they have in their account.
Yeah. I mean, before I got caught, I did look up athletes. And,
oh my god! I'm so glad you're sitting in this seat now.
Yes, I'm so happy you're not doing any job that can be dangerous to people's futures.
This was in the first year that I was there. I learned my lesson thoroughly.
Chris, as I said, as soon as they walked in, there was like,
yeah,
that's our guy right there.
That's our window.
We're gonna take him down.
Yep.
Just lucky I didn't get caught for like. I can't even say. I'll tell you guys off break whose account I saw and how much money they had sitting in their checking account.
And this was how long ago, too, by the way?
2009, 10. Way before I became a good person.
Didn't Bank America end up getting in trouble? Or was that it was one of those banks got in trouble?
All of them get in trouble for selling information. But
I heard folks like you.
I wasn't selling any information. I was just wanting to see what was going on.
Curious.
I didn't check their account activity, which I could have. Been like, oh, they bought this here. I'm going to go up there. You know, I'm not that creepy.
Well, that's stock.
Oh, yeah, you're not that bad.
I'm not that creepy.
This is amazing, by the way. We're supposed to be doing.
How are we supposed to do baseball picks under these circumstances?
We can't anymore. I think we gotta push it. You guys never did it. Well, I mean,
no, Skraby, we didn't.
Really? Okay. Like you work at a bank, you looking at people's account information.
That's
unbelievable.
It only happened for a little bit, and then I got
only for a little bit.
I can't stop laughing at this because it is quite hilarious, Skraby.
But you were saying that I may have gotten robbed or whatever. I actually did get robbed when I worked in San Francisco, and they're called quick change artists.
How long did you work in the banking industry?
8 years. I was a teller supervisor when I finished. I was also the merchant teller, which took in around $150,000 in cash a day. Guess what? Always balanced at the end of the day.
Yeah, I bet.
But there was a guy who walked in. He had about $5,000 in hundreds, and he handed it to me. He said, "Can I get 50s for these?" And I said, you know, it's pretty annoying that he wants
$5,000 in
hundreds, and he wanted $5,000 in 50s. He just wanted 50s instead of hundreds. So I had to go get it from the vault. I come back. I'm starting to count it out, and then he's like starting to ask me questions as I'm counting it out.
He's trying to
what
did I tell you, Chris? This is what I'm talking about.
That window right there.
Hey, this guy was so good that no one saw it coming. But so when I started getting mad at him because I counted out the 50s, he goes, "What are you doing?" I asked for 20s. And I'm like, what? You did not ask for 20s. You asked for 50s, bro. Yeah. I had to go to the vault to get those 50s. And as I was getting all mad and talking to my boss, he took the cash off the counter and put it into this folder that he had on the thing that
the original 5,000 in hundreds.
Yeah, well, he kept going like that, and then I was so mad, I just grabbed it and I threw it in my drawer. And then he was like, "You know what? I'm out of here." And he walked out. And then at the end of the day, $3,000.
he got an extra 3 on you.
$3,000. Yeah, he got $3,000.
The thing about criminals like that, they can sniff out a mark really easy.
I'm not a mark.
You are 1,000%.
I was actually the bank's
dog. They got you for 3 extra.
And that's the only time in my 8 years that I ever had anything happen like that.
I'm sure there are people who've been there 8 years that never had 0 taken.
Skraby, I got a 20 here. Can I get 5 5s, please?
I hate you guys.
Let's get to
that was one of the worst moments of my life, but you know what? It taught me a lot. Never trust anyone ever again.
You know what? You definitely have learned because you don't trust very many people.
I don't trust anyone anymore.
You are.
I actually got in trouble once when I worked at the bank for looking up a celebrity, and it was totally wrong on my part. Totally wrong.
Looking up their account number?
Just I searched their name in the account system. And
Skraby, what is wrong with you?
I was like 19.
You'd be better off.
You would be better.
You'd be better off admitting that you wore your underwear inside out. Frankly,
This guy is just searching up people's accounts.
It only happened that one time because I got caught.
Oh,
how did you get caught?
The account was flagged. And
again to Miles Heidi, San Diego State basketball Sunday 2:00. Idaho State. The women's team plays tomorrow at 3:00. We had the young ladies in earlier. So, make that part of your weekend. Go out to Viejas, see the women's team. They get the banner, their rings, and then the men's team will be out there on Sunday taking on Idaho State. Chris and Tony and Skraby, and we got a big 5 headed your way here. And since we started this segment a tad later, let me not talk too much. Let me give it to Skraby right away, because otherwise he'll get typically ornery.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury, here's Kelly Danick.
Traffic is sponsored by Covered California. Tow truck helping to clear crash on southbound 15 before Friars Road. It's over to the right shoulder, and tow truck clearing a crash on westbound 8 just before Mission Center Road. It's got the right lane blocked. Stalled vehicle southbound 805 at Balboa. It's in the center divide. Hey everyone, open enrollment is, open. And so is Covered California. Open to questions, real answers, and to helping you get health insurance. Covered California, for the love of Californians. Visit coveredca.com. I'm Kelly Danick with Gwynn and Chris, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
It's that time of the show when we check on the latest in sports. Only the most important topics and questions are brought to light.
Stop what you're doing and listen.
These news stories will astound and amaze you. The one, the only.
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
The Big 5 starts now on 97.3 The Fan.
This hour on 97.3 The Fan is brought to you by IHOP, introducing the IHOP value menu, where all your breakfast faves are just $6 each every single day. Where else can you get a big filling sit-down breakfast for only $6? Go to your happy plates with the $6 IHOP value menu, available every day at IHOP, $7 in some locations.
Number 5.
All right, so we talked a little bit about the fallout from Craig Stammen's hiring. And I'm going to read some of those YouTube comments before the end of the show. But Chris, got a simple question to start off the Big 5 today. If there is one thing outside of not having enough experience that worries you about Craig Stammen as manager, what is it?
I think everything's kind of in that category, unfortunately. I mean, I was going to say...
Is there a part of
yes, I'm going to say specifically, I think the game, when you're in the dugout, comes at you fast. And I don't think there's any way to get used to that other than to have it happen.
Trial by fire.
So, not that he's going to miss a pitching change or forget, to put a pinch hitter up, but there's a lot to think about. But I think Craig Stammen is smart enough to know that he'll lean on the people around him and... get better at it. So, but that is a little bit of a concern. And I think when you get to the postseason, it probably comes even faster. So there you go, if you're looking for a concern. But I don't have many. Craig Stammen's I think he's a pretty solid guy. I'm really a fan.
Tony, if there was one thing outside of experience that worries you about Craig Stammen as Padres manager, what is it?
I don't know if concern is the right word, but I think the hardest thing to do is manage a bullpen. I think he's got great help in that category to do that, right? Ruben, assuming he's back as the pitching coach, Ben Fritz, he's done a terrific job. So he's got support there. But can he connect when a position player gets into a rut or he needs to get hit, try to pull something out of him? That's not something that pitchers generally have a lot of experience at. But like I said, I don't think it's concern. It's inevitable that he's going to have to do it in the same way it's inevitable that some of the things Chris mentioned, he's going to have to just kind of walk through. But that's probably the one thing that I would think could be something he's got to work at.
All right.
Number 4.
Rome Odunze's father has made it very clear on social media that he isn't happy about his son's role with the Chicago Bears, but the second-year receiver downplayed the post and said he's happy with his current team. Quote, he told ESPN's Courtney Cronin, quote, I don't make a big deal out of it. Obviously, he has his opinions and I have mine, and he feels like he needs to voice those things on social media. That's his prerogative, but he speaks for himself. I speak for myself.
Talk to him.
I kind of feel like he's telling his dad to stop doing this in the media.
I think these are two grown men right here.
Odunze's father has been outspoken recently, with one of his most controversial posts being about the Bears trading Odunze, quote, to a team that will actually throw to him, end quote. He also has reposted a handful of posts about his son needing more targets. So, Tony, we've actually talked about this a little bit more recently. Why do parents think this is a good idea?
I don't know that they think it's a good idea. Listen, all of our parents, I'm willing to bet, have had something negative to say about coaches that we were playing for. I know mine's had. And before, they didn't have an outlet. They just said it to you in the car on the way home, or
that coach needs to play anymore.
100%. I don't understand why you're not in there longer. Why does he keep taking you out? And I think now our parents are not protected from the social media craze. They're just not. Everybody's doing it. And so now, instead of getting your thoughts off in the car or on the phone to your friend or whoever, you just go to social media and you can tell the world how you feel.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just think it's a new element that we are having to get used to. I don't think parents are intentionally meaning harm. They are genuinely frustrated that their child, they think, is not being treated the way that they feel like he should be treated.
Maybe he should be calling out the quarterback.
I don't know. What's the record?
I'm not sure, honestly.
I think they're doing all right.
I think they're winning for sure.
5-3.
5-3. Chris,
yes.
Why do parents think this is a good
idea?
idea?
I'm not a parent. So I'm going to be...
You're a parent to Kylie.
I know, but she doesn't play sports.
Kylie the dog.
So I'm going to be a little harsher on this one. Only because I think a parent ought to be smart enough to know better that going on to social media and whining and complaining about your own kid not getting the ball enough, it's just a bad look. And I think it adds a little anguish to what your kid is trying to get accomplished out there. And so I understand Rome Odunze trying to distance himself from it a little. I get Tony's point because when I referee a high school basketball game, I know that every parent watching the game is looking at it from a totally different prism from the one I'm looking at it, because I feel like I'm refereeing all the players. Parents think I should only be refereeing their player.
Right.
And so I get that, but I would like parents to, hopefully be a little smarter and understand that there are 10 other guys on the offense for the Bears, and Rome Odunze can't just get the ball every play, and just let it happen organically.
Can I play devil's advocate on this?
Yes,
for a second?
Of course.
If we are to say that our parents should be smarter, shouldn't the people who are reading the text from the parent also be smart not to
not to take it too
attach it to the son?
Okay.
Like, at this point, it's not like we're 5 and 6 years old and we're going back home and our parents are just repeating something that we told them. I mean, he watches the game just like everybody else does. So I think we should all be able to kind of separate father and son.
I agree with that.
And not assume that, oh, father said it, so this must be how son is feeling about it.
Yeah, you're right about that.
Yeah.
I mean, look, Lonzo and LaMelo and all of them, they had to put up with a lot of stuff
worse.
that they didn't say, or do.
Lonzo Ball's career almost ended due to the shoes his dad made him wear.
He literally said that.
Yes,
too, by the way.
he did. He said he threw them away.
Number 3.
Mark Sanchez will not return as a Fox Sports analyst as the former NFL quarterback faces trial stemming from his alleged attack on a truck driver last month. To replace Sanchez, Fox has hired Super Bowl winning quarterback Drew Brees. Quote, Fox spokesperson said today, we can confirm that Mark Sanchez is no longer with the network. There will be no further comment at this time. Chris, you're up first here. Do you think he will announce again?
He's got bigger problems right now. I don't know that I can get even to there. I mean, I don't know if, how
He
we
might go
done
to
wind up
prison.
in jail for a long
Yeah.
time before he even has a chance to announce again. So
He's got to get through that first before he's
yeah,
back.
I'm not ready to even answer that. Number one. Number two, we haven't heard a word about this since the actual incident. He's supposed to be in court December 11th, but most people don't think he'll even be there because of all of the recovery from injury and everything that's happened since. So this is going to take a long time to stretch out. But I certainly am not surprised that Fox made a move quickly.
Tony, do you think he announces again?
I don't know. I think Chris is right. He's got a mile of stuff in front of him that he's got to get through before he can even get to that question. I think it's unfortunate that it goes down this way, but Fox kind of had to do what they had to do.
Yeah.
And shout out to my man Drew Brees getting an opportunity back in the booth. I know that's something he wanted to do. It seems like they've loaded up his boat pretty good there. He's pretty much going to be doing it the rest of the way.
Yeah, it's
This whole Mark Sanchez thing is
it's
borders
sad,
on
man.
between sad and just really scary, ugly too. Because I don't know what really happened,
right.
but it seemed like he really beat the crap out of that guy.
The crazier part is it seems like it's a one-off. Like everybody had said he was a good dude, and
except his former I guess girlfriend or something.
Oh, did
But
she
they
say
never,
something bad?
Oh yeah, but they never have good things to say, do they?
That's
former girlfriends? No.
Former, yeah.
No, there's nothing good.
I think it was the mother of his child, but I don't remember if they were.
That's different
It's
than
a little
former
different.
girlfriend.
Okay, but what's in between girlfriend and ex-wife? I mean, I don't think they were married. So
well, I think the baby part is
the baby
changes it a little bit.
It does.
Number 2.
Drake, already in the midst of an up and down
We got
2025.
another Drake one?
Yes, made things worse for himself by inadvertently providing motivation for the Dodgers during their World Series win over the Toronto Blue Jays. Infielder Miguel Rojas, one of the Game 7 heroes, told TMZ Sports they were well aware of Drake trolling Shohei Ohtani throughout the series, and it helped them provide them with additional motivation. He said, quote, "We got this guy right here. We all know who he is, but you don't have to do that, man. Shohei Ohtani, he's been doing everything and anything for baseball, and that's kind of why Kike kind of had his moment there," end quote. Tony, is this motivation stuff actually a thing?
I mean, I'm pretty sure they wanted to win the World Series.
Yeah, that's
before
what I'm
that.
thinking.
But I'm sure they also took great pleasure after watching their teammate get posted on and look crazy with that particular picture. I'm sure they took great pleasure. I'm sure they couldn't wait to get this off their chest. But was it a real motivation? Probably not. These dudes wanted to win a World Series.
Yeah, that's the motivation. Chris?
Yeah, partly I agree, but I'm just going back to what Jordan used to do. I mean, he used to make up something
sure did.
to motivate himself. And I got to believe that he really wanted to win the championship too.
Yeah.
But he'd find extra motivation anyway. So I don't think that Drake just blew it here. I'm scared to ever pop off. Like I know it's not going to happen in my lifetime. I'm running out of time. But if the Dolphins are like 20-point favorites in a Super Bowl someday, I would be scared to even think that they were going to win the game because I would jinx it. So like Drake, popping off after they took a 3-2 lead, that's why I don't do that stuff, because it can come back and get you.
Number 1.
There is a new tallest man in college basketball, everybody.
Yeah,
and he's annoying Skraby for whatever reason.
Florida's
Olivia Rio.
He is a 7'9" center from Canada.
Say it again.
Rio.
No, size.
7'9".
7'9".
That's from crazy. Canada. He made history for his size Thursday night when he checked in for his first college minutes, and in the process became the tallest ever to appear in a game in college basketball history. He's really great because he finished the game with no official statistics after checking into play the final 2:09.
He played 2 minutes, and they had all 5 guys guarding him, apparently.
Chris,
yes.
He has received NIL deals before he even got a foot on the court.
Yeah, well.
Does he deserve NIL deals?
I don't know that he deserves it, but I mean, he's 7'9". That's going to be kind of an attention
because
grabber.
You're tall, all of a sudden you're just like,
I can't help that.
Hold up. Have you seen him play?
He's only played 1 game.
San Diego State's only played 1 game.
But he was making NIL last year when he was on the bench on his red shirt.
What does it have to do with can he play or not? Maybe the guys in front of him are better.
What if a guy who actually is good isn't getting the NIL because some guy just is a sideshow?
If he was that good, they would find him and he'd be getting NIL.
Sideshow.
Skraby's saying is a sideshow. I don't think that's fair yet.
If he's good,
give him a chance. He's got 1 game under his belt, buddy.
Yeah, he didn't get any official statistics in the game, so
do better.
I don't know why this bothered me so much, but it's like
you're not going to like this question.
Just because you're tall, you get money?
You're not going to like this question, and some others may not. But people that are more attractive tend to get more chances out there sometimes than people that aren't as attractive.
Well, as an ugly person, that is true, Chris.
You don't like the question?
I don't like the question.
Well.
All right, we got more. Gwynn and Chris, coming ahead.
Hey, it's Ben and Woods. The gondola pulls in.
Yeah.
It goes very slow.
Yeah, it slows down for everybody.
Really slow. As we're getting off, over to my left, there's a couple getting in the gondola, going up the mountain. So it's the opposite for them. They're standing there. The gondola comes up. The door opens. You step on. Well, there was a commotion.
Uh-oh.
There was a commotion.
Someone fell?
There was a commotion, and Lori goes, "Hey, there's a commotion."
She said commotion?
I don't think she said that. But we go kind of, not hustling, but walking over there quickly. There's a lady who has fallen as she's trying to get into the gondola. She's now got 1 leg in the gondola.
Oh, no!
The other leg and body trapped underneath the gondola.
90.
No, she's probably in her late 50s. How do I say this best?
Oh, she's heavy set?
She's in the shape of somebody who's in their 70s. You've got to rescue the poor lady. She's trapped under the gondola. Of course, as soon as she falls and there's the commotion, the guy running the station stops the gondola.
Okay, I was going to ask.
Which means everybody on the mountain and 4 miles away has to stop. Everybody has to stop while we try to extricate the lady from the gondola.
Okay, let me ask you a question.
Underneath the gondola. She's got 1 leg on the gondola. The rest of her body is underneath the gondola. And when I arrive to see what's going on, I'm kind of the first or second person there.
You're a first responder?
Pretty much. The guy running the gondola place is busy stopping
traffic.
The ride.
Yeah.
No, he's stopping the ride.
Oh, okay. All right.
So we're kind of first there. Lori's behind me. The lady's on her back. She's looking straight up in the air. And the only description I have is one of utter panic and utter terror combined with total helplessness.
Oh, I thought you were going to say embarrassment.
No, total helplessness. She's not only trapped, but she's not even remotely doing anything to help herself. She's kind of in a panic, and you think something terrible is going to happen, or she does.
Okay.
I go over there. First thing, breathe.
That's what you said?
I told the lady to
That's
breathe.
Good. That's good.
I said, you're going to be okay.
That's good.
Just breathe.
That's good.
Try to relax.
That was the perfect thing you could have said.
As I'm stupidly pulling this 250-pound gondola, trying to pull it off of her. Yeah. Okay. Well, you're getting
the gondola is way heavier than 250 pounds.
Yeah, right. 1,000-pound gondola.
So you're trying to like move the gondola.
Just move it a little.
Is her leg like? How is she attached to this gondola?
Well, I told you, her one leg's actually on the gondola in the doorway.
Okay.
Then the rest of her body's underneath. What is stuck with her in the gondola is her belly, not her leg.
Oh, no.
That's right. Okay.
No.
So I'm pulling. By the time finally a couple more people pull and we are able to get enough airway to get her to scramble out of there. And then she immediately stepped on the gondola to go take her ride up the mountain. And off she went.
This is.
I felt like I saved her life. I really do. I honestly feel like I almost saved her life.
I kind of will credit you with this.
You know, she was. I think if I didn't tell her to breathe, I think she would have gone into some sort of shock or whatever you do.
No,
she was
you're
going
right.
into
You're
a
right.
panic, Skraby.
You're
She was going into
right.
an absolute panic, and. You know, I had to calming her down, I think, was the number one thing. She wasn't in any real danger, but she wasn't feeling great because she was trapped under the gondola.
But
the
fact
look on,
that you said her belly was...
Yes, her belly, yeah. I'm telling you, Scrabe, it was a factor. And there was, there's a couple of people pulling on an arm trying to drag her out.
I'm crying.
I know. There's people on the other side with her arm. They're trying to drag her. I'm like lifting the gondola so she can get a little room to get out of there.
You're like, hey, I'm going to take the gondola. It's lighter.
All right. I didn't say that. You did. But it was quite the scene.
I am happy that she's okay, obviously.
She's fine.
If
she
this
got
was
right on the gondola.
If this was a worse story, I would not be laughing. But she's fine. You did probably help her a lot more than you think you did.
I think so. Because she was able to calm down just a tad. The gondola pulls in.
Yeah.
It goes very slow.
Yeah, it slows down
like
for everybody.
Really slow. As we're getting off, over to my left, there's a couple getting in the gondola.
Okay.
Going up the mountain. So it's the opposite for them. They're standing there. The gondola comes up. The door opens. You step on.
Into the happy hour, 5 o'clock. Tony Gwynn Jr., Chris Ello, Matthew Skraby. It's been a fun Friday so far. Had a little Tom Hanks. Love. We'll have a little bit more for you here later on in the hour.
I know. I hope there's not like huge Tom Hanks fans that were waiting for our best of the rest because we haven't been able to get to it for a bit.
We've been holding you hostage.
I wipe my hands of this.
Get out of here. You had a guest for us. You had a big five. What were we supposed to do?
Had like 3 guests for us today.
Come on. You get all the blame.
Real quick, on a much more serious note.
This does not belong in the happy hour, but
No, it
it's the
doesn't.
only thing we can tell you. It's terrible news.
Many of you know Dodger reliever Alex Vesia, the lefty, missed the World Series, and we knew it was something tragic. We knew it was something that he wanted to keep private. Today, him and his wife basically let us all know that they lost their baby girl on October 26th. They released a message on Instagram. It says, "Our little angel, we love you forever, and you're with us always. Our beautiful daughter went to heaven Sunday, October 26th. There are no words to describe the pain we're going through, but we hold her in our hearts and cherish every second we had with her." You saw a lot of the tributes from teammates. Even the Toronto Blue Jays had Vesia's number on his hat. I can't imagine what him and his family are going through right now.
As a parent, Tony, I'm not, but you are. And it's got to hit close to home. Anybody who hears this story, he left the team before game 1 on October 23rd, and his daughter passed 3 days later. They didn't say her age here I don't know that it necessarily matters 100%. Baby daughter is all we need to know.
I'm pretty sure
how horrible this is.
Pretty sure it was a newborn because his wife was pregnant pretty late into the season. So
it's about the worst thing that I think could happen to a family. So
yeah,
and Vessia is also an Alpine resident, Steel Canyon High School.
Great young man.
So we send our our hearts condolences to anyone in that family or anyone who knew Alex Vessia. It's a horrible story.
Yeah, I don't know
to have to share
really how to pivot from that.
Yes, I know.
Honestly,
there's not a lot you can do, but let's try to get it over to Skraby, make him work at it.
Yeah.
I'm the guy who makes a uncomfortable joke right now, and I don't have one.
No, don't say an uncomfortable joke. Just move on.
Yeah.
That's it. All we can do is move on.
We know we can talk about something you brought up off air.
Okay.
Mississippi State Prez.
Oh my God!
This
They're
one,
already
this one is hits close to home because of where the Aztecs are playing.
The Aztecs better make the college football playoff this year because they're not going to have much longer to have the chance.
Yeah, Mark Keenum.
We said this the whole time.
We did. You said this.
It.
You said this from the very beginning when the playoff was first released. You said this was your worry. Mark Keenan says SEC prefers no automatic bids in college football playoff. Now, why is that important? This is the same conference that pretty much stopped a whole gambling thing from happening just by saying they didn't think it was a good idea. They didn't like the idea.
Yeah.
And
Mark Keenum says the SEC wants to have the best 12 teams in the tournament. Well, guess where 11 of those teams usually play? The SEC. So, and get ready for it. The Aztecs right now are an automatic, bid, but so are the other conferences. The Big 12, the rest of them may not even get a team with this kind of deal.
I think these other conferences should call their bluff. I really do. Like the SEC seems to want to break off and be their own. Maybe they should let them.
So just have a college football playoff with 12 SEC teams?
No. I'm saying let them do their own thing and then have a playoff for the rest of college football.
Well, I think the Big Ten is in there with the SEC, which now takes away about 35 of the best schools. Leaves kind of scraps for the Big 12 and what's going to be the Pac-12 and even the ACC. I think all three of them are going to be left behind. I think the Big Ten and the SEC are going to do exactly what you're just saying, Tony. And they're going to think that people will want to pay more money to watch Alabama, Ohio State than they will anybody else play.
Well, I'm not assuming.
I hate it, but this is where it's going.
I'm not assuming the
you don't think they'll include the Big Ten?
I think the SEC is at this on their own.
Okay, maybe.
I think they want to be able to have all of the loot come to them. Yeah. They don't want to share with Big Ten's got quite a few teams in it themselves. So that pot would have to be split.
It says here, following SEC spring meetings in May, a 16-team playoff model that would feature the top 5 conference champions and then 11 at-large teams gained support from every FBS
11
conference.
11 at large?
Oh, yeah. So they would all be SEC and Big Ten. This gained support, though, from every FBS conference except the Big Ten, which says they've been steadfast in support of the automatic qualifiers. Well, here to you, Big Ten. Because any tournament that has mostly all at-large teams, San Diego State could go 40-0 and they wouldn't be included.
Yeah.
It's I talked about this on the Skraby Show the other night. College football has lost me. I can't do it. I can't cheer for I cheer for the Aztecs, but I can't do it with the SEC, the Big Ten. I can't do it with all the money that's involved. I can't do it because Auburn fired Hugh Freeze. Now, maybe he did deserve to get fired, but boosters were unhappy because they raised $10 million in NIL and they weren't doing well. College football's lost me.
Yeah, you got governors stepping in.
I've said that too.
You may have presidents stepping in if the governor has anything to say in it.
Did we ever find out if the SEC made money off of the NCAA and their betting? Is that why they came out and said that they didn't want to do the betting thing because they weren't getting a piece of the pie?
I hope not. I hope it was just something as simple as they recognize that it's a threat to their sport, and they were like,
but
you know what?
Skraby's right to not believe the SEC is doing anything for just the nicety of doing it.
He's probably right. Though.
Yeah. I look, Skraby's on the coach thing is true too. 12 coaches have already been fired this season during the season. I mean, we're talking, look, Brian Kelly, okay, I get it. The guy is a miserable person to be around. But some of these guys have had really good teams and just not this year.
Yeah.
And they just cut them loose and give them the buyout, whatever insane amount of money that is.
You wonder if these buyouts are going to start to change now after people are starting to balk at the price tag after they actually have to fire somebody.
I think it will. I think teams and coaches are going to, or teams and schools are going to be like, you know what? Probably shouldn't promise all that money to
By the
guy.
way, and we speak of the coaches. I made them a whole upset thing about Lane Kiffin being in such demand and what has he ever done. The other guy that's in demand is Matt Rule, right?
Yes.
I think he's at Nebraska now.
He just re-upped. Yeah.
Okay. What he was in demand, somebody pointed out that Matt Rule, he was at Baylor first and Nebraska and wherever he's been.
Carolina.
Okay. He's played 17 ranked teams as a head football coach. He hasn't beaten any of them.
He's in demand, though.
But that's the guy? I don't get
See,
it.
that's another reason I don't like
really
college football.
stupidity.
That doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense because I don't know. It's just stupid to me.
Well, I think your college football take is fair, but I'm going to try to stay with it one more season just in case the Aztecs get in.
See, that's what I feel bad about.
We get bow out after this season.
Yeah, right. After this season, but
that's what I feel bad about because I don't want to. I don't hate the Aztecs. They're not doing these things. It's the other conferences, the big schools that are doing these things.
Yeah, they're kind of a victim of it for sure.
Very annoying.
Kirk Kenney's going to be on with us to talk about the Aztecs here in a little bit, right?
Yep. Next
Did
segment.
our interview.
Next segment.
Get you ready for the Hawaii game and also address. Kirk did talk to the athletic director, J.D. Wicker, about all of this, all of a sudden, very public, discussion of the attendances at the Aztec football games. So get the latest on
why
that.
did it pop off this week?
Well, the Wyoming coach was here last week, and it was like
him.
He started it.
He started it. It was a first place game, and he's like, "What the heck? There's nobody here."
And then
he said something.
And then who was it that
the supervisor?
The supervisor then came out and said the same thing. So.
Well, he was saying his point was that the cost of living for everybody is a lot.
He put it a much more
political way, but I'm fully behind him.
No, I'm not.
You're not.
No, he's an Aztec. Donate money and be quiet.
You haven't donated money.
I don't have any money.
All right, me and you are on the same page on that one.
All right, let's get to break. On the other side, I believe Kirk Kenney joins us. San Diego Union Tribune, talk a little Aztec football on the other side.
From the 855, get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accident.
Search for The Skraby Show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts, and listen on demand to the full show or hour-by-hour breakdowns from 97.3 The Fan.
Think Verizon, the best 5G network, is expensive? Think again. Bring in your AT&T or T-Mobile bill to a Verizon store today, and we'll give you a better deal. Now, what to do with your unwanted bills? Ever seen an origami version of the kissing statue? Jokes aside, Verizon has the most ways to save.
Friday time and time for our regular Friday visit. And today we bring in Gavin Sheets from the Padres as the Padres get set to start the three-game series tonight against the St. Louis Cardinals. Gavin Sheets last joined us at spring training. I don't know if you remember that particular interview, Gavin, sitting out there by the benches, but we were really impressed and we really couldn't wait to see you play. But really at that time, I don't think anybody was, totally expecting what has happened since that time, which is, you having a great season and, putting yourself squarely in the middle of what the Padres have accomplished this year. So congratulations to you, and just talk a little bit about, what this season has meant to you so far.
Yeah, I think that obviously I do remember that conversation we had out there in completely different times. And I think that, kind of when I was talking to you then too, it was just, looking back at this off season, the things I wanted to accomplish, the places I wanted to go. And, I wanted a new change of scenery where the excitement was there and where the goal was to win a World Series. And I think, you look now, we're at August 1st, and at this point right now, I've matched some career highs, and I think that after we saw what happened yesterday, I think that the goal of winning a World Series is right in front of us.
Yeah. Gavin Sheets joins us here, Padre outfielder, DH. He's kind of done a little bit of everything for the Pods. And Gavin, let's talk about the process, because we knew from having that conversation in spring training what your goals were, the things you kind of wanted to accomplish. But I know as you go through the season, you kind of have to be able to be flexible in how you are going to manage all of this. You've had times where you've been hot, you've cooled, gotten back hot. What has that process been like for you, sticking with it through some of the ups and downs you've had?
Yeah, I mean, it's the beautiful thing of baseball is no matter how hot you are, how cold you are, you got to come to the ballpark the next day and do it again. And being an everyday guy for the first time in my career has been incredible. And I think you learn how to handle those things, and you kind of learn on the fly. And you battle with soreness and all this stuff that goes on, and showing up to the ballpark every single day and bringing it, and dealing with slumps, dealing with hot streaks, and I've just enjoyed every second of it. Obviously, the roles might change a little bit going forward, but whatever it is, and whatever I need to do, and the goal and the work ethic and all that still stays the same going forward.
Gavin, you knew that you could come here and be a big contributor, and you told us that, and you had us believing. I imagine that everyone was confident in your ability, when they put you in the lineup opening day. But how much did it mean to you personally and in terms of feeling a part of things to get that home run on opening day? Just contribute right off the bat, kind of signal to everybody that, I'm going to be around to help this club this year.
Yeah, that was I couldn't have scripted a better start. Obviously, that was about as cool as it gets. I hit a home run in the playoffs in 21, and that was about as close as, if not better, a feeling than I've ever had in my career. So that was just incredible. I mean, obviously playing in front of this home crowd and getting the first taste of it that day, and to be able to produce like that was a pretty special welcome to San Diego, to say the least.
Gavin, obviously we got a chance to chat with your dad, Larry, out in Philadelphia. He was out on the field. And I imagine for him, as it was for my dad, watching you is probably much harder than it was for him to be on the field. How much has he enjoyed getting a chance to see your success and get to be an everyday player through most of this year so far?
Yeah, you're 100% right. I mean, he stresses out more watching me than when he played, for sure. But he's thoroughly enjoyed it. He's thoroughly enjoyed watching the brand of baseball we play, the way we go about our business, and obviously being a contributing factor to that has made it enjoyable for him. He can't stand the West Coast time zone. He said he's losing a lot of sleep because of it, but he's thoroughly enjoying every second of it.
Friday time, and time for our regular Friday visit. And today we bring in Gavin Sheets from the Padres, as the Padres get set to start the 3-game series tonight against the St. Louis Cardinals. Gavin Sheets last joined us at spring training. I don't know if you remember that particular interview, Gavin, sitting out there by the benches, but we were really impressed, and we really couldn't wait to see you play. But really at that time, I don't think anybody was totally expecting what has happened since that time, which is, you having a great season and, putting yourself squarely in the middle of what the Padres have accomplished this year. So congratulations to you, and just talk a little bit about, what this season has meant to you so far.
Yeah, I think that obviously I do remember that the conversation we had out there, and completely different times. And I think that, kind of when I was talking to you then too, it was just, looking back at this off season, the things I wanted to accomplish, the places I wanted to go, and I wanted a new change of scenery where the excitement was there, and where the goal was to win a World Series. And I think
Too many San Diegans will go hungry. Let's try to do something about that. Join 97.3 The Fan and support the San Diego Food Bank. Donate food directly online through our Odyssey San Diego Food Fund, where every donation helps feed local families. Please go to 97.3thefan.sd.com/food fund and give what you can today. Kirk Kenney talking San Diego State football, getting us ready for, we keep saying it every week, the games get bigger. This time it's the University of Hawaii tomorrow night on the islands. And what are the Aztecs going to do about the lack of crowds? Kirk talked to J.D. Wicker. Now you will all get the latest. And indeed, time to talk a little Aztec football. Quickly, Tony, becoming one of our favorite subjects. We didn't get too excited to talk about it last year at this time, but
they've definitely grabbed everybody's attention now. Last year was a bit of a struggle for the ball club, and now winners of 6 straight, looking to make it 7, first place on the line.
Yeah, last year Kirk Kenney kept calling us near the end of the season, said, "When are you going to have me on?" We're like, "Kirk, team's like 3-10." But now Kirk is in demand, and he joins us from the San Diego Union Tribune, our weekly Aztec segment. Kirk, how are you, sir? I know you're not driving to Hawaii, so I don't even have to ask you about your travel plans this weekend.
That is correct. Well, I'm glad to be here. I thought you would be interested when an Aztecs win or lose, but I guess you're not an Aztec for life. You're just an Aztec for when they're winning.
You know that we are. All right, let's get the elephant of the room out of the way first and then talk about this team, which is what we should be talking about. But this week, the Wyoming coach, they were here last week. He comes out and basically takes a shot. I mean, almost embarrasses San Diego State by talking about how the seats were dressed as or the fans were dressed as empty seats, and how it was an awful atmosphere at Snapdragon Stadium for the game last week. Then you get a county supervisor come out in the paper 2 days ago, and he says they got to lower the ticket prices. So whether they want to deal with this, unfortunately, it's kind of hitting the Aztecs head on right now, Kirk. And, I do feel bad for this team because I wish we were only talking about the team on the field.
Yeah, they are doing something. They're doing a sale, 2 tickets for $40. So they're trying to attack it. But, I think it was exposed finally. They've been saying for a couple of years, once we start winning, it'll fill up. And I think the Wyoming game proved that that's not the case. The ticket prices, I think, are still too high, and they're going to have to address that, I think, going forward.
Is the new sale that they're putting out, is that a direct response to what they faced over the last couple of days, or has this been in the works?
It's been in the works. They did a flash sale for the Cal game that was $15 a ticket. So they've been doing various different things. They don't want to do it like every game, because then it's like you're telling your season ticket holders, just wait and you can get tickets cheaper than you can get for a season ticket package.
Right.
But they need to do something to get some fans in the stands. And from what I'm seeing so far, a lot of people are buying up those 2 for $40 deals.
Yeah, well, you do have Boise State right next week, and if you beat Hawaii, and we'll talk about this game, the Boise State's going to be the big one on the schedule. But last thing on this, Kirk, because I know you talked to J.D. Wicker, the athletic director. I'm sure he's probably tired of talking about it. You probably don't even want to keep asking him about it. But what is his response to the people out there who are wondering, okay, why don't we just lower the ticket prices? Because everybody says we should.
He hits it on a few different ways. One is that they've got to kind of protect the price point for season ticket holders.
Yeah.
Also, he made the point that, they had to build that stadium. They weren't like an NFL team that had the city or the county build it for them.
Okay.
And so they've got various reasonings for why they have to keep the prices up. But at the same time, if you're going to keep only having a half full stadium, you have to do something. And I think at some time in the future, he's going to have to kind of come to grips with that, and they're going to have to do something else.
Yeah.
With Kirk Kenney joins us here, Union Tribune. Kirk, with success, as we've seen this team start to have, inevitably the staff starts to get some notoriety, and inevitably other teams come a-calling. I saw you spoke with JD about this very topic as it pertained to Sean and the success he's had. It sounds like if it's up to them, they want to keep Sean here as long as possible.
Oh, I definitely think they want to keep him, and he's proven that. Well, this season they've turned things around. I think he's done a very good job.
Yeah.
Focusing the team and really getting them motivated, and I think he's the guy for the program. As you mentioned, there's already, I think, a dozen FBS jobs open.
Yeah.
Most of those are Power 4, though. I don't know that he's going to be a candidate for those yet. Where I think he would come into play is whoever fills some of those jobs. Does that create other openings and kind of a domino effect that might make
that's virtually how he ended up here the first time. Is the same type of domino effect happened.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, the good news with, remember, Brady Hoke. The good news was Brady Hoke put the Aztecs on a bit of a national stage. The bad news is that Michigan wanted Brady Hoke, and so obviously he was going to go there. And fortunately, at that time, Rocky Long stepped in, did a great job. Kirk Kenney is with us. Aztecs do play at Hawaii. The game is tomorrow night at 8 o'clock, as far as we're concerned here. Look, Hawaii's having a decent season, right? I mean, it's always difficult to go over there. You take your team, 6-hour flight, get over there on the islands, the distractions, etc. But the Aztecs can't afford any distractions because this Hawaii team, at least what I've seen, is putting up some yardage, putting up some points pretty much on a weekly basis. And the Aztecs better bring it.
Yeah, Hawaii's definitely improved. They're already bowl eligible. Timmy Chang, who's a hero in Hawaii as a former quarterback and passing leader, is doing a good job turning that program around. And they're always more difficult to play at home. But they have had their ups and downs. And I think the Aztecs, they're about a touchdown favorite. And we'll just see that defense travels. So I think we're in for a good game, and we'll just see how it kind of plays out once the kickoff starts.
What's the roster looking like in terms of health? I know the Aztecs have lost, some of the defenders here this last week. How are they shaping up health-wise, offense, defense?
I think they're in pretty good shape. Their availability report came out Wednesday night, and 4 players who are starters were listed as questionable, but I do think all those guys will play. One of them was Jaden Denegal, the quarterback, who was listed the same status last week. And all 4 of them I saw in practice participate. So I think they're just dinged up to the point that they think they should list them as questionable, but I would expect all those guys will be available.
Going back to the Wyoming game last week, we had Trey White on yesterday, and the great defensive end for the Aztecs, and he was telling us, man, we gave up a touchdown in the first drive, and we said, that's that.
Yeah.
And that's what they did. They didn't give Wyoming anything else. But the Aztec offense didn't exactly roll in that game. The defense got some turnover, some field position for them. Finally, Lucky Sutton broke one at the end of the game to kind of put it away. Where are they offensively? They've been much more inconsistent, let's be honest, on that side of the ball.
Denegal, midseason, he had a couple games he completed like 80% of the passes. I think the dings he is dinged up wise are contributing to them maybe not firing on all cylinders. I think they'll rely on the run game more than they have, because that'll
take some pressure off him.
Right. Yeah. Ball control, keep it out of the Hawaii's hands, and then just kind of pick their spots with what he can do.
Kirk, obviously, they get a win here. It's 7 straight. With going into that game against Boise, I mean, we saw the rankings come out this week, and Aztecs still got to climb 3 other teams in front of them in order to get to that front of line and be part of that playoff. But a win here this week going into Boise puts them in the best possible position they could be in going into that week.
Yeah, they're the only team that has not lost. Boise's the only other one that only has 1 loss. So if they get through this game, and then that game will I think that game against Boise could be for the championship, and also who's going to host the Mountain West Championship.
Yeah, right.
Because everybody else has at least 2 losses, and some of those teams with 2 losses are going to play each other, so they're going to get a 3rd loss.
Yeah.
I think the teams that play in the championship will be a 2-loss or fewer team, and there's not many of those going to be left by the end of the season. So the Aztecs, within the next 2 games, they could maybe be in already if they win the next 2.
Well, you're talking to be into the conference championship. Tony Gwynn Jr. and Chris Ello are talking about going to Georgia for the national, college football championship tournament. I know Sean Lewis and every other coach I've ever been around says, no, we got the Hawaii game this week. But do you sense that there's even any thought in the back of their minds that they could be playing for something bigger here the last month, or that they're aware of it or even dealing with it?
I think it's when you go buy a lottery ticket, you could win. But
so you think about it.
So what we're saying is you have a chance.
Yeah.
Now, how legitimate that is, a lot of things have to fall into place for that.
Yeah.
They'd have to run the table. I think the American Conference would have to have an upset in its championship game because you have to be a champion to go.
Right. So whoever their top team is would probably have to lose the championship to kind of open it up.
Right. And they might have two teams that are highly rated.
That's what I'm saying. I think there were 3 teams.
Yeah, we need a lot of them
in
to
front
lose.
of them.
We do for sure. But I mean, it's not every year you get in this position though, where you can even think about it.
Yeah.
Right.
A year ago, I don't think we would have been thinking we're going to be talking
not
about
a
this.
chance.
So
Not a chance.
All right. Kirk, talk a little bit about, again, the secondary and the Trey White, and they're missing Latuli, right, for this one. But how have they gotten this good this fast? Like, I mean, because we just said last year they had a lot of these players, right? They didn't perform like this. So, Rob Ashe, he's been incredible.
Arich.
And I love Rob. Sorry about that, Rob.
We'll just call him Rob.
Yeah, Rob. He was on our show, and he would probably laugh at me for this, but he's done a great job. But how have they gone from there to here?
Yeah, I was talking to him last week about that. And it's funny because sometimes you say, like, well, our whole defense is back. Well, sometimes if it wasn't very good, you're like, maybe that's not the greatest thing.
Right. That's not a good thing. Right.
But in this case, all those guys, and Sean Lewis calls it time on task. They have so much experience, and now they've been able to kind of take that next step and learning that defense 4-2-5 for 1 year and being comfortable with it. And all those guys have taken another step. And not that they're having career years, but they just are connected. And, it's been really fun to watch. They're the only team in the nation that's got 3 shutouts this year.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they also are the only team I see in football in this day and age that are there in coverage, knocking down passes almost the entire game. Like most teams now, you kind of cover the guy, you wait for him to catch it, you tackle him.
Right.
The Aztecs don't even let him catch it. They knock it away.
And they're feeding off each other so well. They'll get a good rush going, and the quarterback maybe throws kind of a wounded duck, and
they're on it. It's like
DB,
piranhas out there, for sure.
It's been a lot of fun to watch.
All right, Aztecs Hawaii tomorrow night. Kirk Kenney, thank you, as always. And, keep up the good work, Kirk. I mean, this is going to be a year, and I told you, just start saving up your gas miles.
Well, I want to go there.
Athens, Georgia's a long drive for you.
Got
for
a
that
lot of
first
Chick-fil-A's
playoff
there,
game.
too.
Well, it's the headquarters for Chick-fil-A,
Yes, it
so
is.
I got a free tour lined up if I get there.
A free tour. They ought to name a wing of the whole Chick-fil-A after you if you get down to Athens.
Do they know
Georgia.
your feats?
Yeah.
Do they know what you
who they're
pulled off?
dealing with here?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
All right.
It's a national-wide recognition.
I'm telling you, Kirk.
It should be.
It's just one of those things that's made. It's going to happen. Aztecs are going to Georgia, and you're going.
And I'll be on the red couch talking about it.
Yeah. Thanks, Kirk Kenney.
All right, guys. Talk to you next week.
Kirk Kenney, by the way, after we had the conversation, guys, I looked it up. 31-hour drive to Athens, Georgia. So get ready, Kirk. Congratulations to today's biggest fan. Yes, it's time to name the winner of our next contestant who will qualify for the grand prize, which is a night in the Odyssey Suite with a bunch of their friends and the 97.3 The Fan staff.
Everything okay?
That's all right. It's late in the day.
It is late.
But anyway, if you win this, you get a really cool prize. You get to go to the Padre game in the suite. But you got to qualify, and then you'll win it. But you got to qualify first. And today's biggest fan winner is Margarita Lopez. San Diego? Yes. All right.
Come on.
I didn't have it. Yeah, Margarita Lopez, you have 10 minutes to call us, Margarita, to get yourself qualified for this great prize. Dial us at 833-288-0973. For the rest of you, get signed up. Go to SD 97.3 SD. The fan. I don't have it in front of me. It's late in the day.
Jeez.
Register your name. Here we go. 97.3 The Fan. SD.com/biggest fan. Leave me alone.
That word was beating Chris down.
Margarita. We've had like 45 people in studio today. It's been wild.
We're at 97.3 WWW.
You would think I'd know the name of the station, but sometimes it escapes me. Margarita Lopez, your 10 minutes starts now.
Someone said fake name, which I didn't disagree with when I saw it, but
real.
It's real.
Margarita Lopez?
Yeah,
I don't know about
you
that.
can only say,
That
yeah.
part I don't know. I'm
Yeah.
just doing what I'm told for a change.
No, that's fine.
All right. Take a break.
Ben and Woods on
Margarita Lopez called in within their 10 minutes.
At least somebody's saying they were Margarita Lopez. I'm not sure.
Indeed. A lot of you guys
she couldn't answer, and she could not answer any Margarita Lopez trivia.
A lot of you
what
guys,
he is doing.
A lot of you guys were thinking that was a fake name. It's not a fake name.
No, she called him.
Yeah, real name. We had Joe Musgrove this week. So, of course, that is our interview of the week. Do we got to get to it now? Or?
We have a second.
Okay.
It was after
can we give our quick five or other?
Oh, yes.
we've been holding people hostage.
Pay off on our
Yes.
best of the rest Tom Hanks
I'm just going to
movies.
run through the five I put
go
down.
for it.
All right, I threw mine out now. It's been so long ago.
You've Got Mail was on there.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
good.
Castaway.
Castaway.
Catch
That's
Me-
the one where he talks to the volleyball.
Yes. What was
Wilson.
Wilson. That's right.
Wilson!
I knew it wasn't Spalding, so it had to be Wilson.
It was a weird, it was a sad ending because when he came back, his wife had like moved
Yeah.
on.
I mean, she thought he was dead.
Well,
be
I'm
fair.
just saying it was
Yeah.
a sad.
Would you
ending.
want her to just wait for him?
Well, if she knew I was out there talking to Wilson, darn it, she should have waited.
Catch Me If You Can.
Great.
I like that one. I put that on.
Toy Story 3.
Wow. Toy
That's-
Story 3.
That's when the kids started rolling in my life, right?
Ah,
so that's
okay.
I
All right.
wasn't
That
into
was
toy.
important. How many times you put that one on the video?
It played for a year straight
A year
in the car.
straight. In the car,
Yes.
just every day.
And last but not least, Captain Phillips.
All right.
Man, we have a pretty similar list, but I have Apollo 13.
That's a good one too.
I have to X that one off. I had
Houston,
that
we
one
have
on.
a problem.
They did.
I also
They had a
have
problem.
I put this on there for a few people in the chat, but Splash.
Yeah,
I didn't see that one.
it was bad.
Not good.
It
huh?
wasn't. I wouldn't recommend.
Chris
There's
doesn't
others.
like mermaids, apparently.
Nah.
That's it for me, though.
That was it.
Tony said the other ones.
Oh,
wait,
yeah.
one more. Road to Perdition was a great one.
You like that
He
one?
plays a murderer, and Tom Hanks doesn't do that usually.
I think the only one I would include is this really off-color one that was early in his career, but I recommend, and it's called "The Man with One Red Shoe."
I've heard you say this before,
Because it's good. It's a kind of a mystery comedy, and it's all surrounded mistaken identity. I think it's good. So I'd recommend that one, along with everything else we all said. I don't think I have any other that we haven't mentioned now.
Really?
You think there's more?
There's got to be more. I mean,
Well,
Tom...
Sleepless in Seattle.
Oh yes, that's a great one.
Well, we already went over whether that was any different from You Got Mail.
It was, Chris.
Doesn't seem like it. I bet you I could play a scene from one of those movies and you would not be able to tell me which movie that was from.
Oh, I was thinking When Harry Met Sally. I was thinking about that restaurant scene.
No, but that's not him.
I know.
That sure isn't him
I
in
know.
there,
It's,
yeah. That
what
was
what
her.
His name? Billy
It's Meg
Crystal?
Ryan, but it was, yeah.
Ooh, did you guys like Sully?
Oh,
I like Sully.
I wanted to
I
mention
like
that
Sully.
one. I'm glad you did. I love Sully.
Yeah, it's a
Thought
good
that
one.
was underrated.
Someone mentioned Bridge of Spies on the chat. I've never seen it.
Okay.
Captain
Sully Sullenberger.
Yes. Oh, The Burbs. That's a great one.
The
Cult
Sully one was
classic.
weird because I mean the guy saved like all these lives and then ended up on trial.
Yeah.
Because the airplane got wrecked.
Yeah.
You know that movie's similar to me of the. Did you ever see the
Washington
Denzel one?
Yeah, where he was drinking. Yeah.
Oh, Flight.
Where he saves everybody's life, and then they find out he was just drunk as hell.
When
that was kind of good.
At the end of the movie, when he is like he has to go testify or whatever, and they put him in a room with a mini bar, like as a alcoholic, that was tough.
That was intense
to
for you to watch,
because
huh?
it's like, do I? Don't I? I know that feeling so well.
Denzel,
great movie.
Denzel can make you feel that too.
He's
an okay actor.
He's pretty good. All right, some traffic, then Joe Musgrove.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury, here's Kelly Danick.
Still a few problems out here, guys. Westbound 52 at Regents Road got a collision. It's been moved over the right shoulder. Also southbound 805 before Plaza Boulevard. Two-vehicle accident over the right shoulder. And we got this crash on southbound 5 just past Old Town. A couple vehicles involved. Got the fast lane blocked. Emergency crews on scene. Speaking of southbound 5, Caltrans got another one of those big closures this weekend from 9 o'clock tonight through 5 a.m. Monday morning. Listen up. South 5 will be closed from the 52 to Mission Bay Drive. So you definitely want to plan around that. I'm Kelly Danick with Gwynn and Chris, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Joining us here on Gwynn and Chris right now, none other than Joe Musgrove. Joe, how are you, my friend? I know you're on your way to a wedding. Thank you for your time.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, it's been a scramble today, but we're on the road and en route, so.
Good.
You're not performing the ceremony as I am for my godson next Friday. I'm getting a little nervous about it, actually.
No, man, these people are spending too much money to come to this wedding to watch me. So.
Fair enough. Well, listen, obviously big news today. Craig Stammen, a former teammate of yours, is going to be at the helm. He's going to be your manager. What are your thoughts? I mean, I assume you were as surprised as everybody else were.
Yeah, very surprised. And not a negative surprise, just, a name that we didn't even know was in the running and somebody that I didn't know was willing to step into that role as soon as he has. But I couldn't be more excited about it, man. I mean, obviously, maybe slightly biased because I've gotten a chance to play with him, but, that's also experience that gives me, a strong feeling that he's going to be really good in this role. Just the character, the person, the integrity, the relationships that he built over his years here with players and front office. He's just like the gold standard for what you want out of a professional ball player and, hopefully out of a manager.
Joe Musgrove, great to have him with us. It's good talking to you again, Joe, and look forward to, you being back in uniform. We'll ask about that in a minute, but anything you can share with Stammen and just the 2 years you played with him that might give us a little peek into, what Craig Stammen is all about.
Yeah. The high character is the biggest thing. Craig's one of the most consistent, honest, considerate, and reasonable people that I've come across in the world of baseball. And you meet all different kinds of personalities, but this is a guy that seems to have only changed for the better throughout his career, and has been like a constant learner of the game. You don't see many people that are in a pitching role and especially in a relieving role that have the baseball IQ that Craig has. And I know I've seen it over the last couple of years. I think 22 is his last year playing, and being around the complex, it's like his mind is completely shift from player mode to now I'm here to help these guys and be a mentor and offer my experience, and now my chance to kind of learn what the next step or the evolution of my baseball life is going to be. So getting to work with them in like a different role where it's more of a friendly face, that doesn't have the intensity of trying to perform every night, has given me a chance to see who he is away from the playing side of the game. And he was a big factor in the last couple of years of getting our leadership group together and helping be that mesh piece between the front office and the clubhouse.
Now, Joe, this is, since you've been in organization, this is your third manager that you've had. And
Joe's hard to manage, obviously. Running all these guys off.
You saying I'm the problem? I'm the common problem here?
Not at all. Not at all. But you've experienced a new face come into the locker room. Now, Stam obviously is not a new face. He's been around in the clubhouse, on the field. But what type of things have you noticed, at least early on, or some of the things that are most important to kind of make sure things get off to the right start?
Yeah, I think it's creating a genuine relationship with your players, or as a player with your manager. And there's always this corny, cheesy, I'm your best friend pitch from the managers the first couple weeks. And then most of them start to show their true colors as the year goes on. And, you have this feeling in your stomach. And I'm not comparing this to any manager I've been in the past, but I have been around guys, that are like this. And there's that feeling of, this guy was all smiles and kisses when we first met. And now it's getting to the gritty stuff and, he's showing his true colors. So
yeah,
I think going into this, Craig has that relationship established with the majority of the people in the organization and definitely a lot of guys in that clubhouse. And I think the honest conversations can start happening earlier in spring training and right out of the gate. I think the whole open door policy is going to be a truer open door policy where, guys are comfortable going in, speaking to the manager about, issues. And I know people complain about, the maybe too friendly of a relationship with some of the players, but I really don't see that being an issue. I see that only, helping us as a group is the open communication. And maybe the communication gets a little more heated, but these are guys this is the guy in Craig that's been on the field and been in this situation in the last handful of years. So I think he can relate to the players on a much higher level. You look at managing a bullpen, I feel like that's one of the most difficult things for a manager to do out of all the responsibilities he has. And, with the combination of him and Ruben, if that's what Ruben decides to do, which we're all, fingers crossed he does, I think it's a really good duo to get our guys through the year healthy, to find out where to push these starters. And the inexperience that Craig has, the manager, everyone's in that first year at some point in their career. And I think with the guys that Craig has and the situation he's walking into is pretty ideal for someone coming into their first year. So I'm super excited about it, man.
Yeah, all very well said. Yeah, honestly, Joe Musgrove is our guest, Padre pitcher. Joe, obviously everyone wants to know out there where you are health-wise, how you're feeling. We're looking at February 20th. They have spring training opener. They have March 26th season opener. Do you have dates in your head? Or are you far enough along, or where are we?
Yeah, I'm pretty much on the back end of this rehab. During that playoff push, I was, building up in hopes that if we got far enough, I'd have a chance to pitch. So I was in a pretty good spot there, felt like I was within reach of having a chance to pitch. So I feel good knowing that, I have tested this thing a little bit. I've gotten the velo up into the 90s, pretty close to full intensity and, responded pretty well. So the fact that we ran out of time at the end of the year kind of pushed us into this little deload, kind of more of a normal off season. What I would do, if the season ended on the day that it did, I would go into a deload of throwing and kind of taper off and then, slowly build back up. So I'm just now in the phase of building back up in my second week of playing catch. I've been back in the gym for a few weeks. So I feel great. This is a 13-month mark now, I think 14 months maybe. And, I feel great. And knowing that I have four and a half more months to really get this thing dialed in, I feel, pretty confident that I'm going to be ready to go come spring.
You said something that kind of piqued my curiosity a little bit. You were talking about the bullpen and being the most difficult thing to kind of manage for any manager. We just watched the postseason and we saw how different the bullpen was managed and for all teams really in the postseason versus the regular season. What is it exactly about the postseason that leads to the way bullpens are used then versus the regular season, outside of the length of the season and having to get through it all?
Yeah, I think you see a lot more heavy matchup-based games because, over the course of the season, there's decisions that are made that, I listen to fans on the radio, lose their mind and pull their hair out over. But, there's so much that happens that sometimes a guy's got to stay out there and wear 8 runs and 60 pitches and, for the betterment of the group moving forward. But when playoff time comes, it's about, winning every game. Obviously, you guys know it. Every game matters so much more at that point that, everything is mapped out. And it's if our starter can give us 3 now, that's the best case scenario. And then we'll get them out of there. Then we got 6 guys lined up to go an inning apiece and match up. I was actually intrigued how our bullpen was run, for a majority of the year, really. But having, the multiples from every guy, where it's not just come in and get your 3 outs. Maybe you do get 3 outs only, but you get those outs.
Yeah.
Spanning across 2 innings, which it's a lot different for a pitcher, to go out there and have 2 ups as opposed to just come in and get your 3 and get out of there.
Yeah.
And our guys handled that really, really well. And in the postseason, the way that, Schulte was able to, piece things together to get us through those last handful of games. And, you can see the dynamic with the type of bullpen that we had, what we can do with it.
No doubt. Joe, we know you got a wedding to get to, man. We appreciate you giving us this little bit of time, man. We'll catch up again soon, man. Enjoy yourself tonight.
Appreciate it, Joe.
Absolutely. Hey, go Aztecs, huh?
Yes, sir.
There, have it. There you go.
Tonight.
Thanks.
Go, baby boys are back.
Yes, sir. All right, Joe, take care, brother.
Joe Musgrove giving a little love to the Red and Black on his way out. And it's a big weekend for the Red and Black. We've talked about it all day. We had the young ladies from the Aztec women's team. They got their home opener tomorrow. They'll raise their banner, get their rings, 3:00. The Ajas Arena got Miles Heidi and the men's team Sunday at 2:00 against Idaho State. And, of course, we got football tomorrow night, 8:00 our time in Hawaii. And then, Sunday night, it's the whole season come down to one match. SDFC versus Portland for the right to move on in the MLS Cup playoffs. Tony Gwynn Jr. will be at that match, and I'm sure he'll have a full report Monday for us. We also have an NFL weekend. We have the NBA Cup tonight.
Oh, man. I wish I didn't have a Skraby Show so I can watch it.
Well, I'll put it up there on the
We don't
screens
want
for
your
you.
eyeballs, Skraby. How about that?
That's fine with me.
Don't need you, NBA hater.
Hang with the Chronicles over there.
The Chronicles are coming up.
Yes, they are.
I don't know what's left for you to talk about, man. We've hit it all today, but sure you'll find something.
Good luck, buddy.
It's one of those days where I'm like, why did I sign up for this extra hour again?
For Tony, Skraby, Chris Ello, have a great weekend, everyone.
Good night.